Coleman yet, because J.K. Dobbins has never stayed healthy for a full season yet, you need to have insurance. So although I do believe that they're going to keep 4 running backs on the roster, one's not going to dress. It's going to be the same thing they did exactly last year with Jaleel McLaughlin, where Jaleel's their insurance policy. He's on the active roster, but he's not. He's doing some practice squad duties. I think that they're going to keep all these running backs. Tyler Bidet is going to be on practice squad because I don't think anybody else is going to pick him up once they cut him. I think they're going to keep Jaleel McLaughlin just because he's younger and Sean likes him. And I think they're going to roll with 4 running backs this year just to make sure that JK can stay healthy and have an insurance policy, insurance blanket if JK gets hurt. Mic drop.
And then Cody Schrader's just
you got
4 hours left, baby.
Yeah.
You can't drop the
mic. I'm out of here with you guys.
At 15, you got to do the woo. You can't do the woo. That's a premature woo. I listen every day. I listen every day in the drive. You got the woo.
It's premature because I'm leaving with you guys. My ass is out of here.
I do the woo. At 2:15, when you do the woo, I do the woo. With Phil, you can't do the premature woo.
I'm just happy AP and Nilo decided that he wanted to show up today. Last time we partnered together.
He's always going back and forth.
Last time we partnered together, I had to body him up a little bit.
In his dreams, what he thinks about. The fact that this is a show from a month and a half ago and he's still thinking about a Nikola Jokic, will he stay
You're
or will he
living
go
in my mind
conversation.
rent-free, AP. You're living in my mind rent-free.
Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. Yeah, no, I honestly, while we're kind of going back and forth on this, I want to actually give you props. That was the most eloquent I think I've heard you breaking down the running back position.
Look, man, I'm getting better at it.
25 years old, Sean Payton favorite, Casario, boom, boom, boom. That was Phillip Lindsay in his bag.
Impressive,
That was prime Lindsay right there. You're
you know
rounding
what?
into radio for him.
There we go, man. I'm listening. I'm learning from ZB. And ZB left me today, man, and now you're here. But how do you feel about it?
Is that a bad thing?
Oh no, it's a great thing.
Get a
AP.
little break.
No, AP, you're the best at this, man. You do a great job. It's fun going back and forth with you. I can't wait to dive deep into like what we're gonna do in the game plan today because it's a variety of stuff. But let's stick on the running backs for a quick second.
Let's do it.
How do you feel? So you have Josh that believes that there's only going to be 3 running backs on the roster. Cecil, it seems like he thinks there's going to be 3 running backs on the roster, but he can agree with Jaleel McLaughlin being that guy that sits there as an active, inactive type of player.
Right.
And then I have Tyler Bidet making the practice squad because I do not believe anybody out there is going to be ready to just pick up Tyler Bidet once he gets cut. He'll be back with the Denver Broncos as a practice squad player.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think 3 is the number, right? Obviously, we know J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey, Jonah Coleman are all locks to make the roster, bearing anything significantly unforeseen, which I don't think we think is going to be the case here. But I think there'll be a rotation of guys on the practice squad, whether it is Bidet or Jaleel McLaughlin. Like, I'm not going to lie, though, and maybe it's because they are reserve running backs. Like, that doesn't really get me excited, but I probably shouldn't really be all that excited about a 4th running back on the roster, right?
No, until you need them.
Exactly.
Isn't that something that we needed last year? JK goes down in week 10. Who ends up being the running back? I'm not saying that he was the savior, but he was plugged in there. Jaleel McLaughlin. R.J. Harvey becomes the starting running back. Tyler Bidet was on the roster because he did special teams work, and then Jaleel was the guy that they would put in there because he ran in between the tackles better than R.J. Harvey.
Well, maybe it's something, too, about the 2 guys in Bidet and Jaleel kind of being known commodities. Like, maybe it is, a name that is bounced around the league, and there's one that is escaping my mind right now, right? But I think when I say, like, not super exciting, it's because I think we know what Jaleel McLaughlin is, right? I think we know what Tyler Bidet is. I don't mean that as a bad thing whatsoever. Like, these are, NFL caliber players, right? But it's like, if you're going to go out there and carry your 4th running back, I think at this point, like you're talking about insurance policy, maybe you want to go with a little bit more upside. I feel like we know what these other 2 guys are, right?
And you know what, AP? That could be something that the Denver Broncos do. We have to understand that there's 31 other teams that are getting ready to start cutting a bunch of players.
Correct.
The Denver Broncos, the people up in the front office, their job, they have people that specifically watch film all day long on guys that they believe are getting ready to get cut. And they have this board, and it's like, hey, if this guy gets cut, do we want to pick him up? If we want to pick him up, is he a practice squad player, or is he a guy that we want on the 53-man roster? Then you start to break down, okay, who would you replace? If this guy makes the 53-man roster, but this other guy over here is available, can we cut him, right? There's so much that goes into this, and this is why usually it takes a little bit of time when they're doing this 53-man roster for it to actually go through because they're trying to get their chickens in order, the ducks in order. And
ducks in a row.
In a row. Here we go. I'm
talking
talking Philly.
All right, 1, 2, 1, 2. Philanese. I like that. I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah, man, I make my own stuff up.
Philanese.
But you try to get that going for yourself because it's always moving, right? The roster's always moving.
Here's the other thing. Let's spin this conversation a different way, and frankly, I think even the more realistic way. If Jonah Coleman is everything we expect him to be and someone is able to make an impact immediately,
yeah,
do you really need that fourth running back at that point? Because you think about what the running back room was last year. You talk about J.K. Dobbins goes down. R.J. Harvey was good, but more of like a
utility
back, multi-purpose, right? Like not as a true runner.
Which is good. Starting your role.
Theoretically, though, J.K. Dobbins goes down. Jonah Coleman's in place.
Yep.
You can keep this thing on the tracks, right? So if Jonah Coleman lives up to the potential, I know Cecil's been going on and on and on about Jonah Coleman.
I love me some Jonah Coleman,
as he should be, right? Everyone, I just did a national hit for a local, or not a local, but a national outlet the other day, and they're asking me about Jonah Coleman. Like, he's on the radars all over the place
right now.
Look
at you flexing a little bit. You're
well,
like,
no,
yeah,
but
I went ahead and talked on the Nationals.
It's
scale.
also more
Come
so
on.
confirmation, though, that, like, we're not just drinking our own Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the fact that someone that does a show in Florida or wherever, you know, all these other shows are based, the fact that they're talking about Jonah Coleman tells me something. But that's the thing, is if Jonah Coleman becomes the player, or at least takes a step to becoming that player in year one, maybe this conversation's moot to a certain extent.
No, see, here's the thing, though, AP. Running backs go down so fast. So you're adding and you're keeping a fourth running back because you're trying to make sure that if something does happen to JK, and maybe something happens to Jonah where he misses a game because of a sprained ankle or a toe. I always tell ZB when I come up with an injury to knock on his head, knock on wood, AP, knock on that mustache of yours. You just want to make sure that you're prepared. You want to make sure that your backups are ready to go and that the guy that you want to go out there, if something does happen to JK or even Jonah Coleman, that you can feel good about them being in there when they're plugged in to play. That's it. That's why you would keep 4 running backs. Jonah Coleman is going to get his carries this year, and he's going to continue to show that, and we're going to see a lot from that young man, hopefully in this preseason game number 3. Okay, J.K. Dobbins, we know what he can look like when he's healthy. R.J. Harvey starring in his role as a utility back, third down kind of guy, okay, explosive out of the backfield. But now you need that guy that you can rely on. Someone like a Jaleel McLaughlin, if something does go wrong, you can plug him in for a couple games and you'll be just fine.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. All right, we'll bounce around that topic throughout the course of the program here this afternoon. Danilo Piro in for Zach By alongside with Phillip Lindsay. We'll have some fun on the drive today. A lot to dive into, of course, involving the Denver Broncos. We'll revisit some conversations about the Colorado Buffaloes. But when we come back, I think there's one major theme in the sports world today for the Colorado sports fan. That's on Cale Makar watch. Will he sign his contract extension? There's smoke, there's fire. When will that go down? Phil and I will talk about that next.
Broncos, Vikings, Friday night preseason finale.
This is our time!
Bo Nix got some limited reps last week against the Packers, and now all eyes shift to September 14th and Monday Night Football in Kansas City. So we want to know, is this Broncos offense ready for the Chiefs, or is there still something you need to see? Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, Denver's football headquarters.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here, and football season is back in action. So let me put it to you like this. Every great play starts with preparation. You study the film, you trust the playbook, then you go out there and execute the play being called. And buying jewelry is the exact same thing. And this is why I go with Williams Jewelers. They are the playbook. I went in to get my wife a ring for her birthday, and I thought I knew what I wanted. But the Williams family sat me down, showed me their selection, educated me on what makes a stone so special. I'm talking about quality I didn't even know to look for. And the price, they guarantee the best price in Colorado. That's not a suggestion, that's a guarantee. I'm a Denver kid, born and raised, so it matters to me that Williams Jewelers is a Denver family. Been doing this for decades right here in our city. You're not walking into some random store hoping for the best. You're walking into a place where trust is the foundation. And trust is everything when you're spending that kind of money, and we all know that. There's 2 locations out there to serve you as well. Tree Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Byway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those beautiful doors.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Siltahar Motors, where Colorado goes for the best deals, the best selection, and people who treat you right. Ford is ranked #1 in quality by J.D. Power, and Siltahar has the best selection of top-quality Ford trucks and SUVs in Colorado. F-150, Bronco, Explorer, and Ranger at 0% financing, no payments for 90 days, thousands in cash back. Plus, a large selection of certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, warranted, and backed by a 5-day exchange with top dollar for your trade. Family-owned Ford dealerships in Colorado since 1960. STHmotors.com or Highway 36 in Wadsworth. Siltahar Motors. Get everything you want out of a dealership.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, Dr. Joseph Ramos is both a doctor and a lawyer, combining legal and medical expertise. He can help. Ramos Law, the official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. RamosLaw.com.
Everyday expenses keep climbing, and high credit card interest isn't making life any easier. If you're a homeowner, your home equity is your best financial tool. American Financing can help you consolidate high-interest credit card debt so you have some breathing room. Timing matters now more than ever. With a strong chance of an interest rate hike this September, waiting could cost you thousands. And with rates in the 5s, there's no better time to find out how much you could save. Ditch those 20% interest rates. By consolidating, you can slash your monthly obligations. In fact, American Financing borrowers save an average of $800 a month. Imagine what that kind of cash flow could do for your family. There are 0 upfront fees, and you may even delay up to 2 mortgage payments. Lock in your lower rate before September. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
A small roof problem today can become a major expense tomorrow. Colorado hail, wind, and heavy snow can turn minor damage into costly repairs. Don't wait until it's too late. Trust Colorado's best roofing for honest inspections, dependable repairs, and reliable service. Schedule your free roof inspection today at roofingcolorado.com.
This segment on The Fan is brought to you by Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery and Monarch Construction and Roofing. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Anilo Piro in for Zach By alongside my main man, Phillip Lindsay. Yes, sir. We got Dante munching on, what was that, a cookie back there? Look at him
Dante is always eating.
Ear to ear. Look at him.
Always eating.
Look at him.
Not me, though. Never me.
You're not eating? You're forgetting your wing stop at the station. That's why you're not eating.
Yeah, we had that conversation, man. And honestly, what would you have done? Let me go ahead.
I don't got enough money to just sacrifice a DoorDash.
Here we go.
I'm driving
I'm
back.
just like you.
I ain't taking
you
the
and
L
I are
on
like
that,
the,
bro.
The common folk out here, man. We're trying to survive. But before we get going,
yeah, Alex is shaking his head. Sorry, excuse me.
No, you're good, man. But here we go. I had some Wingstop.
Okay.
It was late at night. Wife didn't want to cook, so I said, "Okay, screw it. Like we'll DoorDash. We don't DoorDash a lot." So
really?
sometimes
I see a lot of DoorDashes here from you,
putting
bro.
up airing out my information.
I'm just keeping it a buck.
The DoorDash
DoorDash
is usually
a
like
lot.
Starbucks, and I should probably get like the Starbucks thing. So I have the location on here. The location's here. So I ordered the Wingstop thinking it's going to my house. The location's at my work, our work, AP. And so I get a notification saying, hey, your food's on the doorstep. Go ahead and get it. So I go to the doorstep, open my door. It's not there.
So you ordered it as your show was ending here?
No, I ordered it late at night at like 9.
Oh,
at like
okay.
9.
All right.
And so, come to find out, it's here. It's in the front. It's right
That's
there on
tough.
the front, like at the front door
That's
of here.
tough, bro.
And so it's like I'm not gonna drive 30 minutes to come and get my Wingstop. I'm just gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna eat some cereal like back in the day when we didn't have money growing up. I'm gonna get some cereal and then I'm gonna go to sleep. Well, then Josh Dover, he takes a picture of it. Bada boom, bada bang. Okay, everybody knows that I left my wings here, and now they're saying I'm wasting money.
Yeah.
What would you have done, AP?
No, you took the L. You took the L. You know, as my buddy in college used to like to always say, like, you know, we've done studying or playing a game or whatever. What do you want to have for dinner? Nothing better than sleep.
Oof.
Right? It's the best price of all. You just go to sleep, you know, wake up, there's breakfast, away we go.
Sleep it up.
What would I have done? Man, I like to eat, bro. I may have driven back. It depends how hungry I would have been. I mean, I probably would have taken the L. I mean, how much was the order? Like $30-$40? Like DoorDash should be
Of
expensive,
course.
bro.
I mean, it's more like probably like $50.
Oh my, yeah, I'm driving back. If it's over $35 out of principle, I probably have to drive back. Out of principle, I can't just do that, man. I can't just be like, this is.
Well, I thought
down
somebody
the
would have
drain.
picked it up, right? Like you always hear about the news of people stealing people's
Yeah.
DoorDash meals. Like,
Oh, so you thought I got okay? Yeah, that
Well,
makes
no,
sense.
I'm like, hey, somebody out there might walk by, see it, steal it, and you're welcome.
Well, good news for you. I think we still got some Chick-fil-A in the back kitchen, so you can get your fill here today, Mr. Lindsay.
Let's go.
But all right, the big story of the day. We'll be revisiting this one throughout the course of the program. Woke up to this news right around 7:00 this morning. Elliot Friedman, one of the head honchos when it comes to covering the NHL. He says, about to go offline for a bit, but the much-anticipated extension for Cale Makar in Colorado is closing in. Going to be a biggie, but a critical piece of business for the Avalanche. So, as I was talking with some fellas here at the station before we got on the air today, like, this is not a surprise, right? Like, I was having this fun little debate with some of the guys, too, of, like, what happens first, a Cale Makar extension or Payton Watson signing his contract with the Nuggets? Obviously, if you chose Payton Watson sign and trade, you're winning that conversation, right? But I've never been too worried about the prospect of Cale Makar signing. It's just like you kind of want to get it done, right?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
And it seems like we're inching closer and closer. I think there's a pretty good chance it happens today if it is announced.
Yeah, well, I thought it was already going to happen. I mean, you have Friedman that comes out with the news, and usually in the hockey world, and we've talked about this, and Drew brought it up, that, hey, after Elliot Friedman goes out there and he posts something like that, 10 minutes later, there's going to be an announcement that a player gets the contract done. In this case, it hasn't happened yet, but Sakic, he's not going to lie to us. This whole time he has been saying it's going to get done. They're not worried about it. Okay, Cale's one of the best players in the league. You know he's going to be an Av for a long time. Now, the question becomes, how many years does Cale want to be signed for? Does he sign for the whole 8 years, which would be great for all of us? Does he sign for 4? Does he sign for 2? I don't think it's going to be 2, but let's go with 4.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Does he sign for 4? Like, those are the questions. And then, how much? Is Cale going to take all of the money, $20.5 million, or is he going to leave some there so that there's some flexibility to continue to bolster this roster so that the window for a championship can stay open?
Well,
AP?
we saw Nathan McKinnon do something similar when he signed his contract extension, right? And I would think, and I don't want to speculate all that much, but I would think, like, Cale's going to get his bag, right? But it also seems like the NHL player, compared to maybe the NFL player, or especially Major League Baseball, where you have Scott Boras, playing King's Ransom with his players, like, there's a little bit more flexibility from the player to the team when it comes to these contract negotiations. Obviously, there's exceptions to everything, right? But, like, in baseball, when you're represented by Scott Boras, you're going out there and you're resetting the market every single time.
Of course.
Whatever position you play.
In the NFL, you're always trying to reset the market.
100%, right? It's like you just saw with Jameer Gibbs and Bijan. Was it Bijan this offseason?
Bijan
right?
Robinson.
Yeah, they both
Back
hold
to
out.
back.
One signs for like $1 million more, whatever it might be. Like there's an expectation of that business practice in certain sports. I don't think that same principle necessarily applies to the NHL. Now, I don't think Cale Makar is signing for anything less than 18 a year. Like, that would surprise me. Like, if he takes 17.5, or even, I don't think it's going to be less than that.
If he takes 17.5, then he's scared of Nate Dogg, because Nate Dogg might be in his ear saying, hey, this is kind of how we do it here. All right, we built this culture. We're not going to take all the money, and I'm hoping that you don't do it either.
Yeah, and it just, like, I don't know what it is, like the DNA of the hockey player that's more accepting of that. And that's how it feels like it used to be. Like, a rare exception in which we saw this was Jalen Brunson with the New York Knicks, right? I think it was like 2 years ago, instead of getting like the absolute max amount of money he could have taken, which he would have stayed with the Knicks either way, he wanted to provide the organization with some of that flexibility to go out and keep players. He does that, makes a lot of money, but leaves him on the table and ends up becoming the king of New York. Right?
So what do you think then, AP? Do you think that Kale's going to take $20.5 million? That's what he can take. Or do you think it's going to be the 18.5?
I think it'll be somewhere in the teens. I don't. It wouldn't surprise me if it would be the 20s, but I think when you have a core that's been together as long as it has with Cale Makar, Nathan McKinnon, Gabe Landeskog, and there's been precedent set before you, it makes me believe that money isn't the only play here, right? Like, it just seems like the hockey player's cup can be full even if it's not overflowing, right? Like in some of these other sports where it's football, baseball, like, right, you got to get that cup to the absolute brim and have it spill over a little bit.
Well, he doesn't have to do that now because the puck is on his side of the ice.
Right, but I also think the more interesting conversation, which is something that you hinted at, is not exactly the amount of money he's making per year, but how many years.
How many years?
Right, because I think the conversation could be had of, okay, do you want to maybe take a little bit of a discount off the top? You could make up to 20 and a half, but maybe we're going to pay you 18, but he wants to dictate the terms over 4. So then you can hit free agency again and maximize your window and kind of keep the organization in check to a certain extent and just make sure that your alignment and your progression as a player is in line with that of the organization. Because what happens with Landeskog and McKinnon inevitably,
I'm with you. And this is why I don't believe that Cale is going to sign for the 8 years. I don't believe Kale's going to sign for 7 years. I think Kale's going to look around like the new landscape of how things are being done and how the cap's going to continue to increase and say, you know what? Let me go ahead and sign a $19.5 million contract, okay, or a $19 million contract for 4 years where I'll still be here with all my guys, but still hold the organization accountable because now when my 4 years are up, and by the way, when Kale's 4 years are up, let's just say that he does the 4 years. Kale's 4 years is up, and I'm thinking that for that as well is Nathan McKinnon will be up for his contract too. So then you'll have Nathan McKinnon and Cale both up for a contract at the same time if Cale decides to go with the 4 years. So if I'm Cale, I'm going with the 4 years because I want to see what this organization's going to do as everybody starts to get older and you have to make these moves and still get my money.
And now the counterpoint to that, too, and I know I'm the one who brought it up, but just kind of doing this whole thought exercise here, is Celebrini obviously leads the NHL in overall AAV just under 19 a year. He's at 18.8. He's 20 years old. Carlson is 21 years old. His AAV exactly at 18. Kirill Kaprizov is probably the closest comp, right? A 28-year-old player who's making $17 million a year. Cale is in his prime. He's 27 years old, but there's a big difference between being 27, 23 than 23 years old, right? And so here's the other thing. Maybe the advantage of signing an 8-year deal is knowing, hey, this is going to be my last best opportunity to guarantee myself long-term security.
Hockey players play forever, though,
I agree.
AP. He's going to be in his prime after the 4 years are up.
But God forbid you have a devastating injury, right?
Like he is still, because of how he plays, he's a two-way player. He's dominant, one of the best to do it. Somebody is still going to sign that man. He doesn't have to worry about money. He doesn't have to worry about money. Like the way that man plays and how valuable he is to a team, even if he does get banged up a little bit, somebody will still sign him because of how he is. I would not worry about that. Go and get your money. Okay, hold this organization accountable by taking the 4 years and then re-up when it's time. That's usually how an athlete is when you get to the professional level. That's how you think. And I know hockey is different, but the cap is always going up. It's rising now. True. And now it's time for these guys to make their money.
Well, there's no better league that's better at playing the cap game in the NBA, right? Like you've seen LeBron James take these 1-and-1s, opt out, re-up, all that kind of stuff. We'll see what happens with Cale Makar, but that is definitely something that we will be monitoring throughout the course of the program today. Elliot Friedman this morning reporting that the two sides are close to a deal. Will it be for 4 years? Will it be for 8? We'll continue on that throughout the course of the program. All right, when we come back, Sean Payton had some fun on social media. What did he do? We'll tell you next.
Think you know the NFL better than everyone else? Prove it. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's NFL Survivor Challenge is here for the 2026 season. Each week, pick one NFL team you think will win their game. If your team wins, you survive to the next round. If they lose, you're out. The catch? You can only use each team once all season long, so choose wisely. It's free to enter, and the last man standing will win $2,500. Head to denversports.com/survivor to join today. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here talking to the fellas. If you've been wandering around the house lately, wondering why you're tired, foggy, unmotivated, and somehow gaining weight, even though that diet consists of mostly air and regret, you might be dealing with low testosterone. A lot of dudes just blame it on getting older, but let's be real. You shouldn't feel like you need a nap after tying your shoes. And if your workouts feel more like warm-ups, your sleep is trash, your sex drive is in the witness protection program, it might be time to get checked out. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they use advanced medical strategies, TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more to help you get your energy back, improve your sleep, boost your workouts, shed pounds, and just feel like the best version of yourself. That appointment is just $99. It includes a medical consult plus a T and PSA test. And if you start treatment that day, your visit is free. So start the conversation at 720-440-7900 or simply visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
In honor of the new Denver Broncos Blitz Scratch game from the Colorado Lottery, I've brought in a real deal quarterback to tell you all about this latest game. All yours, bud.
Blue 52, orange 80, scratch back twist 100K, big hat, strong stash, on two.
Well, I think what he said was that the top prize is $100,000 and something about how great I look. Thanks for noticing, champ.
New Denver Broncos Blitz Scratch.
Must be 18 to play.
At Gebhardt BMW, they're proud to serve their clients and deliver the luxury experience you expect from BMW and the Gebhardt family. They have immediate availability and flexible transportation options to accommodate your busy schedule. They also offer one-stop shopping for all your BMW needs, from maintenance to repairs, window tint to clear mask, and light body and wheel repair. They really are a one-stop destination for all your BMW needs. Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership in Boulder since 1975.
If you or someone you know were affected by the recent hailstorms, Denver Roof Pros has been helping homeowners along the Front Range for over 10 years.
We understand it can be confusing with your doorbell ringing nonstop as to what your first steps should be.
Most hail damage is not an emergency. Pause, take a breath, and call Denver Roof Pros before you file a claim.
We're local and, more importantly, properly insured. Trust Denver Roof Pros.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
Hi, I'm Brad Barnett, president of Mountain High Appliance. Labor Day is all about celebrating hard work. At our Denver Clearance Center, the savings are working overtime. Save up to 70% on floor models, closeouts, and one-of-a-kinds from brands like Whirlpool, Bosch, GE, and more. High-performing, dependable appliances at unbeatable prices. The best selection, the best prices, and the best service. That's Mountain High Appliance. Stop in and experience the difference.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you. Dan Jacobs with Jacobs Law on 303 Law 4040. Here's a story my lovely wife Kimberly was particularly proud of. Jeffrey, a listener just like you, called 303 Law 4040 and said he was T-boned by a driver running a red light and rammed his car right into a tree. When the cops came, the other driver lied and the police believed him. They said Jeffrey was at fault. Now, with the big made-for-TV lawyers, that's where the case would normally end. Many of them won't even touch a case if they actually have to work to prove it. But Jeffrey insisted he was innocent. He worked with us together on our team to find the witnesses and the evidence to get the ticket overturned and the insurance company's denial reversed. At 303 Law 4040, we aren't a big settlement mill like the made-for-TV lawyers. Each client meets with me and my lovely wife Kimberly in person, and you get our cell phone numbers. If you've been injured in an accident, you know the number, 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Hey everybody, Cecil Lamb here from my friends SodaDietAndNutrition.com. And right now you can call 866-800-SODA because they've extended their 4-week offer through the end of August. That's right, 4 weeks free. Call 866-800-SODA. Mention the fan, 866-800-SODA. Tell them the fan sent you. Tell them Cecil Lammy sent you to get those glorious 4 weeks free. And imagine 4 weeks from now, you could be looking better, feeling better, ready to go in the fall here at the end of August. So love it. Love SodaDietNutrition.com. Why don't you go to the website there as well, because Soda has over 10,000 positive Google reviews. I'm one of them, by the way, because 5 years ago I lost 60 pounds. 60 pounds gone with soda. Dietnutrition.com. Why? I had a degreed nutritionist set up a dynamic diet for me, custom fit for my lifestyle, my schedule, my food preferences, all there for me. And I was able to lose the weight in a good amount of time. 5 years ago, lost 60 pounds, never going back, because SOTA is, say it with me, state of the art.
Every now and then you find a deal where you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. That's Straight Talk Wireless on Verizon's 5G network. Find it exclusively at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by TradeGen Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors.
Denver Sports Snapshot. Sunday on The Fan. Baseball action continues as Cincinnati faces Chicago with first pitch at 5.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership since 1975.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, rolling along here on a
Thursday. Anilo Bureau. In for Zach By. Alex is looking at me funky behind the glass. I don't know if he's trying to tell me something or not. Sorry. Threw me off there for a second.
It's called a Thirsty Thursday, right? It's Thirsty Thursday.
It's a classic right here, little Nicky.
Yeah. There we go.
Hey, the lyrics. I don't know if you could play the lyrics for this song, though, over the air. But, all right, we'll have some fun here on the program today. Feel free to chime in on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043 if you'd like to get involved with today's sports talk conversation.
Talk to us nicely, though.
3.5 hours to go, so we'll have some fun with that. Speaking of having fun, did you see what Sean Payton was doing on social media today?
Yeah, AP. Sean must be bored. Like it's the last preseason
Preseason.
game. You know,
Sam
the guys,
Ellinger's not getting a fair shake.
Oh, look at you guys.
You got Jared Stidham.
He already knows, right? Like 50 of the 53 guys are already established. So you got 3 guys, my guessing, that you're worried about, or you're kind of contemplating, hey, do we put on the roster or do we move on from them? So yeah, Sean got a little active on the social media. He likes the Twitter, or if some people out there like to call it X.
So you know what's interesting is when Sean took a gap year from coaching, right? The year in between the Saints and the Broncos gig, he was working for Fox Sports.
Yeah, he was a media
right?
member.
And he was on a lot with Colin Cowherd and everyone on that network. I can't lie to you. It seems like a lot of the garbage that is being thrown the Broncos' way these days is coming from Fox Sports. And I don't think that has anything to do with Payton have or have not working there or whatever it might be. But this one came across the timeline today. This is from First Things First, former NFL offensive lineman Jeff Schwartz with some classic Bo Nix slander. Here's what he had to say.
Do you think it is more likely that he takes a step forward or step back?
With those two presented to me, I would say step back, but I do think he just is what he is at this point. He looks like the same quarterback he was in college. I watched every one of his snaps at Oregon. He looks exactly the same guy in Denver. He's consistent, right? He's not going to make mistakes, as coach said, but he's not going to push the ball down the field all that often, right? We know his air yards was short. His sort of advanced stats kind of put him right in the middle of the NFL. He gets a bump up because he can run the ball, which is great in certain situations for them. Sean Payton needs to get him to throw the ball in between the hashes. I think he was 5th worst in the NFL, just completion percentage in the middle of the hashes. Like, there's things to work on, but that's sort of the issues that, not issues the wrong word to say, it's what he was in college. He didn't throw a ball a ton between the hashes in college, right? If it was very far deep down the field. And so this is what he is, and they built the offense. I give Sean Payton credit. They built the offense around what he can do, what he can't do. Like, they do a really good job of maximizing his talents. If I had to pick one or the other, I would say probably back is the wrong way to put it. I don't think coach he's going to become a Pro Bowl or All-Pro type player. I think he sort of is what he is. He's very steady. He's good at certain things. He's got to get better at certain things, but he's also just kind of, I think he's set at what he's going to be in the NFL.
Nothing we haven't heard before, huh, Phil?
Yeah, I guess for old Jeff Schwartz, I don't understand. Like, if you've watched him play the last year, and I know, like, this is a new year and you're not at camp, you would know that they tried, Sean Payton, that is, tried to get Bo Nix to throw down the field a little bit more. He was throwing down the field a lot, actually. He was just overthrowing his receivers. And so he has the arm talent. And a lot of people at the beginning of all this say he didn't have the arm talent. He didn't have the accuracy to throw down the field. And that was a lie. That was false. So now it's about Bo Nix going out there and connecting with Jalen Waddle a great addition that you're going to be able to air it out and get what you need out of it, those explosive plays vertically. Connecting with Bo Nix, Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, those guys as well. I just think it was a lazy take if you watch these games. Sean Payton definitely try to air it out, try to get it downfield. Now, I will say this. They didn't hit the middle of the field as much as I wanted them to do last year, but they're working on that. In camp, that's all they did was go deep on some goal balls and hit the middle of the field with Courtland Sutton and Jalen Waddle. That's going to change this year.
Well, Sean Payton got wind of this clip from First Things First on Fox Sports, and feel free to chime in on his own. At Sean Payton on X, responding to the video, says, always easy to tell who works at it and who doesn't. So Sean Payton take a little bit of a jab there at Jeff Schwartz, by the way, Jeff with a G.
Yeah, with a G.
With a G, no disrespect to any other Jeffs with a G out there. When you think Jeff, it's Jeff, usually for me. But you know what's even funnier than this? If you go check out this tweet right now, it's at FT on FS1 account. It got community noted. And there's nothing better than when something gets community noted for the wrong reasons, right? And Jeff Schwartz is going on and on and on about Bo Nix and same player he was at college. The community note states Bo Nix has thrown the most deep touchdown passes of 20-plus air yards since the start of the 2024 season, with 19 of them including the postseason. I mean, here's the other thing I don't understand. Like, I told you to start the show that I did a national hit talking about the Denver Broncos, and one of the hosts, respect their opinion, they're entitled to it.
Yeah.
But one of the hosts is talking to me like, I didn't see that much of a difference in Bo Nix compared to Jared Stidham in the AFC Championship game. And I'm sitting here, and I'm like, how do we arrive to this point? When
because
it comes to Bo Nix,
you're not paying attention, AP. That's 100%.
And I'm sitting here, and I'm like, and let me raise my hand and say this. I was a skeptical person when it came to Bo Nix. Not because I didn't believe in Bo, but I think I'd been so burned and scarred by the drafting of quarterbacks and the revolving door of quarterbacks that have come into this facility in this franchise, right?
Sometimes it takes some people longer to accept or saying, okay, like, hey, Bo's the real deal. I mean, ZB sat right there where you're sitting, and he didn't want to announce Bo Nix as a franchise quarterback damn near until week 11 or 12, I want to say. So everybody is different.
And I was in a similar stance. I was like, let's just see it play out, right? But like at this point, if you're having these elementary lazy takes about Bo Nix, you're clearly not watching the games. You know what? Is Bo Nix the most exciting, dynamic quarterback? No. I don't think he's as athletic or just as dynamic as a Lamar Jackson, a Josh Allen.
I might have to pump your brakes. He's
very good.
He's athletic as hell.
He's athletic,
one of the fastest running backs in the league.
Does he have the same wow factor as Josh Allen? That's the point I'm trying to make.
No.
He's not the most exuberant quarterback across the board, but he's very solid. And you know what Bo Nix does? Plays well in big moments and wins games. And that's all that matters to me. And so when we have these lazy elementary takes about the state of Bo Nix moving into this season, it just makes me scratch my head and say, what game are you watching that I'm not?
But now, you know what? As a former player, AP, you love to hear this. And for Sean, he loves to hear this too, because now he's going to go back and use that as fuel. Go back and talk to his quarterback, Bo Nix, and say, hey, look, we're getting ready to show these guys that don't believe in you that you can't hit the middle of the field or you can't hit the deep ball. We're going to show them this year. This is why we brought in Jalen Waddle. This is why Pat Bryant's going to be utilized a little bit differently this year. This is why Troy Franklin is going to be playing the slot and he's going to be doing a bunch of deep routes and post routes because we have the guys this year. You have to do your job, Bo. And what that is, set your feet, climb the pocket when they ask you to. Be patient. Don't speed up the process. Let these plays develop, and you will have these big-time explosive plays waiting for you, just like we saw a little glimpse of that in preseason game number 2 with Waddle and Bo Nix connecting with Waddle for a 35-yard gain.
Yeah, I mean, the 1623 on the RamosHall.com text line chimes in. He's 24-10. What else could you ask for? Absolutely, positively spot on. And it's funny because it's like there's a lot of people out there that are like crowning or saying that Caleb Williams is better than Bo Nix. Really? Can I say that definitively? No.
I'm not going to say definitively, but my man Caleb Williams is a bad dude, too.
He's a bad dude, but it's like, even people look at Jaden Daniels because of the 1 year that he had. Oh, better than Bo Nix. Like, are we sure Drake May's better than Bo Nix? Like, put some respect on Bo's name. And again, this is coming from a guy that was skeptical of Bo coming out of college.
But also, to end this, Bo did struggle at the beginning of the year.
He did.
He needs to get better at dissecting the zone coverages. He struggled with that, and that's something that he actually struggled with at times in practice. So that's something that as time goes on, he'll get better with. Bo just needs to go out there and continue to develop and play.
I don't think Bo's floor has ever been as low as any of his counterparts in his draft class. I'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. We'll have some fun with this throughout the course of the program. Dante's rolling his eyes, so that means we'll have some fun with it. All right, when we come back, let's talk about excitement level and entertainment levels in the NFL. Ben Solak put together a list of all 32 teams based on their watchability. You'll want to find out where the Broncos rank next.
The Broncos wrap up the preseason against the Minnesota Vikings at Empower Field at Mile High. And for a lot of guys on that roster, this is it. The last chance to make an impression before the team cuts down to 53 on Sunday. So here's the question. Which Broncos bubble player needs a big game the most Friday night? Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan. Denver's football headquarters.
Usually when something sounds way too good to be true, it is. Imagine someone says you can cut your mobile bill in half. Sounds like a fantasy, but with Xfinity Mobile, it's the real deal. Because when you have Xfinity Internet, you can cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. That's a whole lot of streaming, sharing, scrolling, and whatever else you can do with your phone. All for half the price and none of the commitment. That means you'll save big over Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. Now, all you have to do is think about how you'll spend all that extra money. Call them at 1-800-XFINITY or go to XfinityMobile.com or visit a local Xfinity store to switch today. Restrictions apply. Savings compares to one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans of T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees extra, $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only after 12 months. Regular rates apply.
It's home selling season. And what's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Low ball offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with an Orchard agent. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale. Their local agents help you sell on market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front to buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then, once you're settled in, your Orchard agent helps you sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one customer said. I went under contract within 24 hours of my home listing, which was amazing. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
This August, take advantage of the Honda Summer Event at Champ Honda and get behind the wheel of the all-new 2026 Honda Passport. That's what I drive, and it is fantastic. Built for Colorado adventures and everyday confidence, Passport is ready for mountain getaways, weekend road trips, and your daily commute. At Champ Honda, buying is simple with their one price, one person, 1 hour philosophy, giving you a clear, upfront price, one dedicated advisor, and a fast, hassle-free buying experience. Plus, Champ Honda never charges dealer handling fees.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to the end of summer sale at AutoZone. We're celebrating the end of long days and short nights with big deals for a short time. Like on Wash and Wax, you can get 3 Meguiar's products for just $20. Need new brakes? Duralast brake pads are free with the purchase of Duralast rotors. We've also got oil deals and more. We're ending the summer right with the end of summer sale at AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Don't care for my local hometown team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Don't get fooled by out-of-state private equity corporations that are buying local HVAC companies, offering higher prices, bad service, and shady sales tactics. Don't trust your home to someone out of state when you have the best company right here in town. ROX are experts in local energy rebates and tax credits to save you money only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX rocks heating and air.
Catch Telestrator Tuesday weekly on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, where Stink or Stoke dive into the past weekend's games with a coach's eye, using insights into what went right and wrong on critical plays. Telestrator Tuesdays, powered by Colorado Credit Union. Love where you live, love where you bank.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, off and running here. Is this Holy Grail? I think this is the Holy Grail beat. Classic. Jay-Z,
yep.
JT. Anil Piro in for Zach By alongside Phillip Lindsay. Cruising here on The Drive. Hope everyone is doing well out there. If you guys want to get involved with today's program, 303-713-1043. Okay, let's get into this, fun conversation that we could have here. Ben Solak ranked all 32 NFL teams by their, quote, watchability, factoring in big plays, competitive games, star power, everything else kind of in between. So just how watchable, how exciting are teams to watch any given Sunday?
Okay.
Obviously, there's 32 of these teams. I'll give you the worst team, which, of course, is the Cleveland Browns, which is not surprising. They come in 32 out of 32.
Even if Shador's playing? If Shador's playing,
throw the watch up, baby.
Shador's
on TV.
Timing.
Come on, perfect timing. I'm all in. When's Shador starting? By the way, how many weeks does it take for Deshaun Watson to, take a drive out of Cleveland?
Week 5. By week 5, I'm gonna give week 6 because I'm gonna give Deshaun Watson 5 games. All right,
let me pull up their
and he was
schedule.
going to be my former teammate, AP. Like, the reason why, and this is before all this stuff happened, the reason why I was going to go to the Houston Texans, okay, before I was going to go to Houston, or I did go to Houston, it was because of Deshaun Watson. He was coming off a really good year, and all that commotion didn't start yet. And so the pitch was, hey, we're going to get Deshaun back, and things are going to go okay with him. We're going to add you to the mix. And so I'm like, okay, like I've always liked Deshaun Watson out of college, what he looked like in the NFL at the beginning of this when he was just strictly about football. And then once I got there, the circus started. And all the commotion, the distractions, and Deshaun didn't play that year, and it was Tyrod Taylor that ended up being the starting quarterback. And shout out T because he's a really good dude, and he's still playing to this day.
Crazy, out of Virginia Tech, yep.
And, yeah, man, so long story short, I don't think Deshaun Watson's going to do well this year. There's way too much going on in that man's head. He didn't look good during these preseason games, and you got to go with someone like Shador Sanders. Give him an opportunity. He's young. Let him grow. Let him either succeed or fail. In order to do that, he has to play in more than 8 games. Let him play the rest of the season. Start out with Deshaun because that's what they're going to do, and then transition to Shador Sanders by week 5 or 6.
Yeah, that's fair. Their first 5 games, just for reference here, on the road against Jacksonville, road against Tampa, home against Carolina, home against Pittsburgh, on the road against the Jets. So if you're going 5 weeks, I don't think you're throwing them into the fire on the road against Baltimore. Then you got Tennessee, the Steelers. So yeah, their schedule is kind of interesting. I think it's ridiculous. The whole conversation, especially with what Deshaun Watson had to say about the fans in Cleveland and not being surprised when they booed him and this and that, it is the definition of a dumpster fire of an organization. But selfishly, I enjoy watching Shador Sanders. I enjoy betting the over on Shador Sanders passing props. I would like to see Shador Sanders starting for the Cleveland Browns sooner rather than later. But when it comes back to the topic at hand, again, the reason we're talking about the Browns is they were ranked the 32nd team when it comes to watchability across the NFL. I do think they go up the list with Shador. But where do you think the Broncos rank? For reference, I'll give you the top 3. The Broncos are not in the top 3.
Please do.
Chicago Bears, Caleb Williams and co, number 1.
Okay.
Los Angeles Rams, number 2. Detroit Lions, number 3.
That's interesting. Detroit, huh? Ooh, and Detroit didn't have a good year. But you got Gibbs, you got
I don't know if I agree
Jared
with
Goff.
this.
Yeah, like Detroit in their offense, and Ben Johnson used to be there. And Ben Johnson's with the Bears. Yeah, I can't agree with that one.
You want me to make you sick?
Yeah, go ahead.
The Los Angeles Chargers are number 4.
Yeah, I don't know who's doing this. I don't know.
This is
why.
Ben Solak.
No, Solak is he's taking it for somebody
Hey,
else.
Ben,
come on, dude.
Call us up.
So okay, if it was up to me, I would put the Denver Broncos probably 9. Probably 9. Like
best and final answer?
Yeah, probably 9. They were fun this year. 11 one-score games. Bo Nix with ice in his veins, coming back on some of these teams, the Giants game, and everybody thought they were down and out, and I remember tweeting it. I said, hey, Denver's going to win this. Sure enough, Bo Nix finds a way to get around the defensive end. Garrett Bowles pulls. Bo Nix goes into the end zone, and the Denver Broncos beat the Giants. So I'm going to say a 9. They were exciting this year.
You are oh so close. The Broncos come in at number 10 on this list.
Top
Solak
10.
writes, by the I can't say this word. By the competitiveness metric, Denver was probably last season's most watchable team. Goes on to talk about the 13-1 score games, and then adds here, Denver has added wide receiver Jalen Waddle to an offense that was highly efficient but needed a bit more explosiveness, which should also boost the Broncos' rating. They go on to talk about the blitz happiness of this defense and Coach Sean Payton and everything that kind of comes with that. So the Broncos come in at number 10 here on Ben Solak's list of the most watchable and entertaining teams. Watchability is the term that he uses to rank all 32 of these teams, which I think is about... I think it's fair, right? And here's just some of the teams ahead of Denver. We talked about Chicago, Rams, Detroit, 1, 2, 3, Chargers, 4. I guess there's some intrigue with the Chargers if you remove yourself from the Broncos' point of view because of Mike McDaniel and everything that kind of comes with that. Number 5 is the New England Patriots. Like, I don't know about you guys. I don't enjoy watching the Patriots.
Well, it's because we hate the Patriots.
You know what?
We hate them.
Anilo Piro's number 1 hate watch team of the year is the New England Patriots.
I mean, but
I cannot wait. I'm praying on Drake May's
had a great year.
Praying on it.
Drake May had a great year. They went to the Super Bowl. I mean, you have to have some fireworks happen. Defense has to do their part. Offense has to put some points up on the board. And so I can see why. I can see why people want to see the Patriots. And the Patriots have rich history, right?
Yeah,
They're
they
used to
do.
going to the playoffs and Super Bowls.
I'm having fun with the Pats. The Cowboys at number 6.
Of course.
Always drama with them. Cincinnati. I love watching Cincinnati.
Do you?
They come in at number 7. Yeah, I'm a big Joe Burrow guy. Zach and I got into it last year because I said I'd take Joe Burrow over Josh Allen in a game for my life.
What about now?
I'll stand on that.
Oh,
Give me
come
Joe
on.
Burrow. I'm all in on Joe Burrow, man.
What?
I think talent-wise, all things being equal, health, everything, I think Joe Burrow's as good as it gets. Seattle at number 8. Minnesota at number 9. Which I think is interesting. Kyler Murray. Minnesota, I think, might surprise some people this year. It's going to be a fun team. So, you got them at 9, Denver at 10, Baltimore at 11, Houston at 12, Washington 13, and on and on and on.
Denver's going to be fun. I mean, the addition of Waddle, airing it out with Davis Webb, and he is going to let it rip. Like Garrett Bowles and a couple of his teammates have said before, watching it in camp, they're going to try to take it deep a couple times, hit the middle of the field. JK coming back in the mix. Defense getting more turnovers, I believe, this year, doing more zone. I mean, they're going to be a fun team to watch, and they're going to win some games. They're going to lose some games. This is a tough schedule, but it's going to be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. I am so pumped up for football. It's going to be awesome. Like I like having these conversations about lists, and look, the Broncos are going to be extremely watchable, but I'm excited to finally sink my teeth into some X's and O's here once we get to the regular season. All right, when we come back, cut season is upon us. Sean Payton and the Broncos have a lot of decisions to make about who to keep and who to cut. We'll talk about the Broncos' biggest roster decisions when we come back here on The Drive.
Think you know the NFL better than everyone else? Prove it. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's NFL Survivor Challenge is here for the 2026 season. Each week, pick one NFL team you think will win their game. If your team wins, you survive to the next round. If they lose, you're out. The catch? You can only use each team once all season long, so choose wisely. It's free to enter, and the last fan standing will win $2,500. Head to denversports.com/survivor to join today. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here from my friends at Homestrong. Imagine turning that cold, wet crawl space into a clean, dry, fully finished basement without calling anyone but Homestrong. They're family-owned, over 20 years in the foundation and concrete industry, and the most experienced crews in the state. Guys, they repair foundations, waterproof basements, install egress windows, lift concrete, even build new foundations. So if you see cracks or water issues, get a free inspection and a free quote. Most work comes with a lifetime transferable warranty, plus financing is available. If it's at or below the ground, Homestrong is the best in town. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
Most small business break-ins happen between 2 and 5 a.m. The owner finds out when they unlock the door at 7. Pull footage from a consumer system and you get a silhouette and a hoodie. Nothing identifiable. Vantage installs cameras that read a face in total darkness. And they don't stop at cameras. Access control, network, intercom, cabling, AV. One company, one number. Ready to invest in real security for your business or property? Call Vantage at 720-366-7759 or visit business.vssicolorado.com today.
Men, summertime is here, and that means vacations, summer barbecues, outdoor parties, camping, beaches, and so much more. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're like many men, you may not be feeling like yourself this summer. Perhaps your energy is low and you aren't sleeping well. Maybe your workouts aren't as good as they used to be. And if what I'm describing is you, it's likely you're suffering with low testosterone. But low T doesn't have to affect you anymore. Just call Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, get treated, and see how it changes your life. If you're like most men, you'll feel so much better. Deeper sleep, improved vitality and clarity, greater strength and energy, and an enhanced sex drive as well. So call us. Just $99 gets you a PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900. That's 720-440-7900. Or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
I'm Rob Wilhite, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has been fighting for seriously injured car accident victims in Colorado. Serious accidents demand serious representation. We dig into every detail of your case, and we don't back down until we get you the maximum compensation you deserve. If you or someone you love has been seriously injured in a car accident, call the Wilhite Law Firm today at 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com. That's 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com.
Hey, it's Phillip Lindsay here. Do you need a new roof, gutters, or exterior needs? Monarch is your one-stop shop, backed by 16 years of experience and over 10,000 satisfied customers. Their in-house insurance team fights for you, and their white glove service means every detail is handled with care. Competitive pricing, award-winning craftsmanship, and the only roofer the Denver Broncos chose to endorse. A proud member of Team Dave Logan, make the call to your home team, Monarch Construction and Roofing, the official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
Hi, I'm Donnie, owner of Fitness Gallery, where we believe there's nothing more important than your health. We can't stop time, but we can make your day more efficient, and we can help you get fit and stay fit.
Hey, Broncos country, I'm Terrell Davis. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. Work out on your schedule from the privacy of your own home.
At Fitness Gallery, we have the nation's lowest prices on the highest quality products that stand the test of time.
This is the sound of Lucy, staying on top of her spending. You see, even though she's buying a new pair of jeans, she knows that it fits within her monthly budget. Because Wells Fargo will send an alert if her balance drops below her set amount. Yep, nothing gets past Lucy, or Wells Fargo for that matter. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Aero Seal Colorado.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Sunday on The Fan. Baseball action continues as Cincinnati faces Chicago with first pitch at 5.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership since 1975.
Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
Oh, yeah. Cruising along here on The Drive, and Elo Piro in for Zach By. Here we go. Alongside Phillip Lindsay, Dante Gomez behind the glass, Drew Spivak's running around somewhere. Talking all things Denver sports here today, but of course NFL is upon us. Broncos season is upon us, but I also want to let you guys know that if you think you know the NFL better than everyone, you can prove it. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's NFL Survivor Challenge is here for the 2026 season. Each week, pick one NFL team you think will win their game. If your team wins, you survive to the next round. If they lose, you're out. The catch, you can only use each team once all season long, so choose wisely. It's free to enter, and the last fan standing will win $2,500. Let's go. Just head to denversports.com/survivor to join today. Okay, so obviously the final preseason game for the Denver Broncos will be going down tomorrow. I will be in attendance. You know, some of us work these games, Phil. I know you worked them for a long time playing, but, you know.
Oh, okay. Hey, man.
I can't tell you the last time I saw Phillip Lindsay covering a Denver. You do your little 4 weeks of training camp and it's over for you, huh?
That's exactly it. I like to watch the game from my house.
No,
where I'm able to get like my seat, listen to the broadcasting team, watch you and Nilo do your job on TV.
Yep.
You know,
No,
I'm gonna leave that to you.
All jokes aside, I actually prefer watching the games at home too, because it's like it's such a made-for-TV sport. Like the yellow line and all the highlights and the breakdown.
Like, to me, it's like I played, right? So I was always out there. I didn't have to worry about finding parking and, after the games. And my parents would go to almost every single game. They wanted to be there. They'd rather watch it on TV. They love my away games because it's like, hey, we don't have to get ready for anything. We could just watch the TV. CBS Sports right there. Let's go. And once I got done playing, I went to a couple games. It's like, man, I don't want to be around a bunch of fans. I don't want to be around a bunch of people where it's like you're always leaning on somebody. They're leaning on you. You got to walk. You got to go to the bathroom. I just want to be able to go to my house, watch the game, use the bathroom when I want to, eat what I want to, drink what I want to. If I want to get mad at the TV and start cussing, I can do that in peace. And so that's why I stay at home.
No, I agree. I envy you sometimes. Like I like going to the games. I really do. It's just like for me, sometimes I have to go home and rewatch the game just because it's a different perspective, right? It's like on the angle, and Broncos PR does an absolutely fabulous job taking care of us in the press box, right? But it's a different point of view. It's a different perspective. But I will be there tomorrow. I was there last week, and I'm just so happy to be back in the mix, right? But obviously, I think week 3 of the preseason gets this bad rep of like the least meaningful preseason game because a lot of the starters don't play, right? Like I feel like in order of importance, the second preseason game, since they've trimmed down to 3, tends to get most of the love.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like, okay, maybe you're not going to throw these guys in the mix out of the gate, but by week 2 they're ready to go. Then theoretically, if they show enough in week 2, you don't have to play them in week 3. But there are some guys, going back to the running back conversation that you and I had at the beginning of the show, obviously among some other positions, maybe week 3 of the preseason doesn't mean a lot for the top line players for the Denver Broncos, but there's some players that we could see, if this player or that player gets banged up during the season that will step up in place that could make a name for themselves in this final preseason.
Yeah, AP, and look, we don't know. We know one thing. Bo Nix is probably not going to play. But Sean Payton did not go into more detail on who else is not playing. So we don't know exactly who's playing and who's not playing when it comes to the starters. My guessing is a lot of the starters won't play. I would love to see J.K. Dobbins out there for a couple plays just so that he can get acclimated, get back in the groove before that first game against the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm not going to sit here and hold my breath for the rest of the starters to play. But it's so important. For a lot of people out there, they may not care about preseason. But it's so important for everybody to watch this last preseason game because these guys are battling and jockeying for that last final spot. And if it's not here, it's with another team. There's 31 other teams that may need a player. So somebody like Jaleel McLaughlin, Tyler Bidet, they're battling for that 4th spot. I do believe there's going to be 4 running backs on this roster. 3 are going to dress, 1 will not. But maybe the guys upstairs, Sean Payton and the running backs coach, they're deciding who to put on the roster. Is it Tyler Bidet? Is it Jaleel McLaughlin? Okay, there's some receivers that still have to go out there and make their mark. We know that Marvin Mims may play a little bit because he's been on the sideline for the past 2 preseason games. All right, Bandy. I don't even know if Bandy's playing this game, but he's been on the injured list, and he's a guy that needs film. So these preseason games are still important because you need depth, AP. Because by week 5, and I tell this all the time to ZB and our listeners, by week 5, and I lived it, and I actually I had to go through it. You're going to have a bunch of guys, backups, third stringers that are going to have to be put into the system for a couple games because people are going to get hurt. It's a contact sport. You're going to get banged up. So you want these depth players to go out there, have a great showing so that you feel confident if you have to plug them in week 5 or 6, they're ready to go.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, and I think that's what's going to be interesting about what position battles do we necessarily keep our eyes on tomorrow. Here's the other thing I'll say. With Brian Flores on the other side calling that defense for Minnesota, Brian Flores, that's a football sicko, right? Kind of like how Sean Payton's a sicko when it comes to offense and up at all hours of the night and scheming. I mean, going wax poetic about, I think it was yesterday's press conference about, there's always a couple of guys that you can go out there and get and steal from practice squads, right? Like Brian Flores is an absolute sicko when it comes to calling defenses. So I'm expecting some
That was
creative,
my head coach with Miami.
Oh,
yeah, Coach Flores. Coach Flo.
I forgot
I
forgot you
and
guys
very
overlapped
detailed,
there.
Very detailed, and his defenses were always ready to go, just like VJ, Vance Joseph. He's going to bring the heat. He is going to bring the pressure, and so it's going to be a fun game just to watch, even with the 2s and 3s.
So you mentioned running back. Obviously, a lot of people are going to have their eyes on the quarterback, which is always going to be a topic of conversation in this town. But we'll get back to those two. But outside of quarterback and running back, what positions do you have your eye on? Because I know there's a couple that come to mind to me. I feel like we've seen a lot of Red Murdoch, obviously, throughout the course of this preseason. And I think Red's a guy who has some upside. But, look, I don't know if this is necessarily going to come to fruition, but the biggest position of concern for me with the Denver Broncos this season is linebacker. And it's not just because you're running it back with the elevation, essentially, of Justin Sternad and Alex Singleton, who some people like, some people not so much here in this town, but it's what you have depth-wise behind those two players, right? I guess I can make a similar argument for safety behind Talanoa Hufanga and Brandon Jones, but the depth at linebacker, I mean, think about it. God forbid you lose any one of Singleton or Sternad for an extended period of time. I mean, there's a scenario where Red Murdoch, despite being, a 7th-round pick, might have to play meaningful snaps for this team.
You know what? We might agree on this right here. We don't agree on a lot, AP, but I'm with you. You must be listening to me, all right? Because I've been screaming this since day one of camp. When you start to look at the linebacker room, you take out Alex Singleton and Justin Sternad. Who else is there that has experience? Who else is there that you can trust? The linebacker position is just like the running back position, right? You're in the trenches. You get banged up fast. And if something happens to Alex Singleton, which has happened before,
correct,
he's the guy with the green dot. He's the man that's relaying the message, and he's the quarterback of the defense. If he's not there anymore, who can take his place? I like Red Murdoch, and I like what he has done throughout camp. Do I trust him enough to go out there right now? No, I would feel uneasy, uncomfortable if he has to start in some games right now because he's just not ready. He's thinking
so raw.
Too much.
He's
he
so
is.
raw.
And now, in a couple years, he may end up taking the place of Alex Singleton and doing really well. He's smart. He's instinctive. He moves well. He covers well. He just needs to kind of get acclimated, and you don't want to just throw him into the fire. And this is why I've brought up, and we brought up on this show when it came out that maybe they go after Bobby Wagner. Okay, I would love to have somebody like that, a veteran presence, a veteran linebacker that has been there, that's done that has been to a Super Bowl, that you can plug in. He could be the captain of that defense if he needs to be the leader or like the quarterback, I should say, and you'll be just fine. I believe that after this preseason game is done, the Denver Broncos are going to probably go out there and get a veteran linebacker just to make sure they have depth behind Alex Singleton and Justin Sternad. If not, then we're going to have to see a lot of Red Murdoch as a guy competing for that third spot. Karine Reed's another one that's getting a lot of reps out there, and he looked good with them. Hopefully they can take a next step in this preseason game.
You would think that would have to be position number one of emphasis of guys that get cut around the league, right? They've got to be looking for linebacker depth. I mean, obviously, the injury to Lavelle Bailey is gut-wrenching, right? And Lavelle Bailey is a guy that I was interested to see how he may have progressed this season. And obviously, it stinks, what happened to him in the preseason. But, I mean, you go to ESPN.com right now, Phil, right? And you just pull up their depth chart. You look at their base 3-4 defense. The fact that Red Murdoch is penciled in here as a number 2 despite being the Mr. Irrelevant tells me everything I need to know. I loved the Broncos offseason. I really did. And I'm okay with them running it back. But I remember there was conversations about do they go out and try to get a Devin Lloyd type or seriously upgrade the linebacker?
Yes.
And
I
obviously
wanted that.
And the decision to part ways with oh my gosh, why am I forgetting it? He was so irrelevant for the team last year.
Dre Greenlaw.
Yeah, Dre Greenlaw. I cannot believe I spaced on that. That tells you everything you need to know.
This is why I'm here.
Right. Yeah, there
help
you
you
go.
out,
There
right?
you go. There's the fill out.
Come on now.
But the fact that they're so vulnerable, right? That's the word I think that is proper to describe the linebacker room is even when they're healthy, you feel okay about it, right? Singleton, Sternad, okay, solid. But they're so vulnerable that if one of those players, God forbid, is out for the season with an injury or has to miss extended time with an injury, the depth back there just needs some upgrading.
Yeah, and especially when you're in the Super Bowl window. You must have linebackers. You have to have linebackers to stop the run, which the Broncos struggled with in the playoffs, and they have to be better with throughout the season. And also covering these slots and these running backs like R.J. Harvey. You got to make sure that you get the right guy in there that's smart enough that can come in and plug and play if something does happen to Justin Sternad or Alex Singleton. I'm with you. All right, like they need a little bit more depth at that position. One I'm looking at, the battle I'm looking at, and I'm going to be interested to see what happens. I don't believe if the starters do play of a series or a quarter, who knows, Riley's not going to be out there. He's dealing with a rib injury.
No.
So is it Chris Abrams' drain? Is it going to be Jahdae Barron getting the first crack alongside somebody like PS2? And even if these starters don't play, or is it between Jahdae Barron and Chris Abrams' drain? Or has Chris Abrams' drain earned that respect in saying, hey, if something happens to Riley or PS2, we're plugging you in? I believe watching Chris Abrams' drain throughout the 2 preseason games, he's earned that number 3 spot. If something happens to Riley Moss or PS2, you plug him in. Okay, very sticky defense, knows the system. He's comfortable on the outside, making plays throughout camp, making plays in these preseason games. And Jahdae Barron, who's raw to the outside when it comes to the NFL, and he's learning and he has gotten better, but he's just not there yet. You can't trust this man. So, that's going to be a battle. Are you going to go with the first-round draft pick that was this crystal when you weren't going to pass on a crystal for a blender? Or are you going to obey your eyes and say the next guy up, if something happens to PS2, it's going to be, or Riley, it's going to be Chris Abrams-Drain, who has been having a hell of a camp.
Yeah, look, I think obviously Jahdae Barron gets some benefit of the doubt just because of where he was drafted, and there's almost a need
That was last year, AP. You don't give him the benefit of the doubt anymore.
No,
that was last year.
I'm with you, but I think there's some level of determination from the organization to prove themselves right when it comes to Jahdae Barron, right? So that's what it kind of factors into. But I agree with you about Chris Abrams-Drain. But point being is whether Jahdae Barron or Chris Abrams-Drain, I feel pretty good about the depth there. Are either one of those guys as good as Riley Moss, let alone Pat Surtain? Absolutely not. Obviously, you've got J-Mac as well. But with linebacker, that's where they're pretty thin. The other position, we got a text about this too, that I think people are very intrigued about. This one comes from the 4417. They say, I keep worrying about our tight end situation. I feel like we keep putting a Band-Aid on it. Please talk me off the ledge. Well,
I'm not going to talk.
I was going to say I can't talk you off
the
ledge.
I don't want you to jump, but I'm with you on this. And I was another one I was going to bring up, right? The tight end position, tight end room. You're hoping that Evan Ingram turns the corner. He's not going to be our joker. We know that, but hopefully he can be a little bit more explosive. Davis Webb, I talked to Ev maybe a week ago on how he said he gained a little bit of weight so that he can be more involved in the blocking game so he can stay on the field longer, because there was a lot of times, AP, he was on the sideline with me and you watching the game where Adam Troutman was out there making the plays.
Are you buying that, by the way, Evan Ingram, the blocker in the big 2-6?
So I've been watching him. I've been watching him closely, and he's doing better at blocking.
But good enough?
Good enough to stay in there. I will say that. Good enough to stay in there for right now. The minute that man gets in there and stops blocking is the minute that he's going to be his ass right back on the sideline watching the game with us.
So can you kind of correlate that to a mindset and a attitude maybe? I don't want to say problem, but it's a buy-in, right?
Yes, blocking's all about a mindset. It's a mentality thing. Saying, I'm going to beat the guy in front of you. I'm going to block for my teammate. I'm going to get some push. You may not be the best blocker, but you stay in that way.
Right, but you're talking about especially, right now how he put on some weight, put on some muscle, right?
So maybe 6-7 pounds.
Right, so
come on now.
The excuse, right, that maybe the frame isn't there, and I don't think that's a good excuse either way, but the point being is if Evan Ingram wants to stay on the field at this point, it's got to be because of his own buy-in.
Yes, he has to be a willing blocker. He has to show that he can stick on a guy to make sure that the running back gets an opportunity. And if he can do that, he will stay on the football field, which then he can get into a rhythm, and they won't, when he just walks into the game, they won't think he's just going to get the ball. See, right now, it's one-dimensional. When Evan Ingram's in the game, it's usually on third downs. Third downs, third and long, we know it's a passing down. If it's second down and Evan Ingram's coming into the game, well, now the antennas go up like, hey, he doesn't block well, so it's going to be a passing down, and so everybody can bail back like it's 7-on-7. So Evan Ingram needs to do a better job of blocking. He has done a better job in these preseason games of blocking. If he's out there, that's the one to watch. And it's a tight end room, AP, where if something goes wrong with him, Adam Trotman, who do you rely on? Is it Lucas Kroll or is it Nate Atkins? I mean, those two are solid players. Like, they're guys, solid bodies, but they're not going to make a bunch of noise for you. So, like, that tight end position, yeah, it is a little weakened in Joe Lee. Somebody might be asking, like, what about Joe Lee? Well, with Joe Lee, he's not ready. He isn't ready.
Yeah, look, here's the thing, is I have high hopes for Evan Ingram. It's far from an expectation, though. Like, and I think a lot of people in Broncos country are like that. Like, it feels like with Evan Ingram, maybe it's a little bit, I don't want to say house money, right? But because of how uninvolved he was last year and how effective you were able to still win games. And I understand a lot of that was from come from behind fashion. That if you get any sort of improvement from Evan Ingram, obviously you're going to feel that across the board. I mean, I could think of like one highlight-worthy play from Ingram last year, and it was that sideline run that he had against Washington on Sunday Night Football. Like, he was, for the most part, not in the mix for the Broncos offense.
Yeah, I could think of two. His only touchdown of the year against the Eagles.
Good point.
He catches it, dives into the end zone, and then, of course, the Commanders.
Right.
That one, and that was an overtime. That was an overtime to set up for the game-winning touchdown to R.J. Harvey. So, yeah, Evan Ingram needs to get more involved.
What a game that was.
But the only way he can do that, AP, I know. The only way that he can do that is he has to build trust with Bo. He has to get that separation. Things like that have to go his way, and then catch the damn ball. Catch the ball when it comes your way. Break a tackle. Get into a rhythm. Hopefully for Davis Webb, they get him going early, because I've always said he's a guy that needs to get going early so that you can see him late in the game, build that confidence with him. And it starts, if he plays in this preseason game, get him going with Jared Stidham, since Stidham's going to start this preseason game. Get him going with Stidham. Once you get to that first game of the year against the Kansas City Chiefs, make sure you have a couple plays built in for Evan Ingram, because Evan Ingram's making this roster.
Yeah, I guess I'm just not holding my breath, right? And it's like, just to kind of compare and contrast the two weaknesses, right? I guess you could say, or vulnerabilities is the word that I use. Linebacker and tight end, right? Like, I feel good about the starting cornerback room. We talked about them too, but like, I feel good about the starting linebacker room. I just have questions beyond it. Tight end's kind of whatever to me. But the point here is, with tight end compared to linebacker, I actually think the Broncos can survive a season with subpar tight end play once again. They just did it last year, Phil. What do you mean,
There was some pixie dust, right? There was some magic that happened.
There was. But here's the other thing. Let me tell you this before you continue. There's a scenario, and I think it's a likely scenario, where the Broncos don't have as good of a record as they did last year, right? 14 wins. That was crazy. Even for the biggest Broncos supporters here in Cecil, who had 13 wins. You know, like 14 wins was crazy. There's a scenario where the Broncos are a 12 or even an 11-win team potentially, but they're actually better. I'm
with you on that. We've had a conversation with that, and actually it makes sense. I mean, the first 6 games are against teams that literally are going to be in the playoffs if things go right for them. So, like, the first 6 games, you may end up going 3-3. Hopefully you're 4-2, but let's say 3-3. So, like, yes, it's something like that where you're going against tougher opponents, and that's why you're going to need your tight end play. You can't just rely on the run game and your receivers. Everybody must get involved so that it's the element of surprise of, like, damn, where are they going? Are they going to run the ball? Are they going to pass to Waddle, Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant? Is it going to be a 50-50 ball to Cortland Sutton? Or, oh, no, down the middle of the field, right? A seam route to Evan Ingram. Evan is going to have a better year. I'm not saying 700 yards, but he's going to have to be a guy that comes up on third downs, that Bo Nix can build that trust with, so that you can move the chains and keep a defense honest.
I think it's fair.
It's damn sure it's fair, AP.
But I don't think he has to have.
Why not?
Why does he have to? They just won 14 games with him being mids, and they were just fine.
You must not have been paying attention, because the schedule is just a little bit different. The schedule is just a little bit harder.
I see what you're saying. Not just a little bit. It's a lot harder,
okay,
obviously.
then.
No, I hear what you're saying.
You can't play with 10 guys. All 11 got to do their job.
But I also think R.J. Harvey's going to be dynamic. I think J.K. Dobbins being healthy makes a big difference, right? Obviously, Jalen Waddle. I think obviously getting a more effective Evan Ingram is only a good thing, but I don't know if that's necessarily essential.
I've had this conversation, these arguments. A lot of these great football teams that go and win a Super Bowl, or they're close to it, they got defense, obviously, quarterback, but you got a tight end. All right? 49ers, when they're at their best, Kittle's there. You got Mark Andrews, when he was at his best with the Baltimore Ravens. All right? The Lions have a damn good tight end.
I hear
right?
what you're
You got to have a tight end because now it helps with the third downs. It helps with the
I
goal
agree.
lines, right? The red zone. And so if Evan Ingram can just bring that element of the crossing routes, because that's what we're going to see from him is him with the speed. He's more of an athletic tight end. He's not a big tight end. So you're going to do a lot of crossing routes, get him to cross that field so that you can open up the middle of the field. So Evan Ingram's going to have a better showing, a better year than he did last year if the Denver Broncos are going to win 12 or 13 games like some people out there think they can do.
Yeah, undefeated until they ain't, right?
There we go.
We'll see what happens week 1 against Kansas City. But yeah, no, I agree. I think tight end, it's going to be interesting to see what Evan Ingram is. Like, that's probably the player that I'm most, of the starters outside of Jalen Waddle, that I'm most intrigued to kind of see from last year to this year, right? But that brings us to the backup quarterback competition. And I understand that it's a polarizing topic of discussion. I've heard you and Zach kind of go back and forth on it a little bit here. That's probably the main thing you'll be, because I don't know how much, if at all, the starters are going to play tomorrow. I think when Sean Payton was, a little pressed after the Broncos got waxed in that preseason game last year against Green Bay, and he's like, I want to play until the third quarter. Like, I think that was heat of the moment, right? And he obviously came out and said that we probably won't see Bo Nix tomorrow, which is all fine. But obviously, like, the backup quarterback position is something.
Ain't fine to me.
Oh, so you want? Let's have that conversation.
I want to see the starters out there. AP, I talked about it yesterday. Like, look, they're getting ready to have 2.5 weeks off before they play the Kansas City Chiefs. We all agree that this is going to be a tough year, a tough schedule. The Chiefs are still going to be a tough team. And if you think that Patrick Mahomes is going to play week 1, you got to be ready to go. That's not just for the offense, but the defense as well. All right, there's still some fine-tuning that needs to happen, especially with Davis Webb being the new play caller. So having him out there for a quarter would not hurt, especially if you have some quick game, if you're trying to get the run game going, the offensive line going. I know you're trying to protect them, but in order for these players to be ready for a 17-game season plus the playoffs, they got to callous their body a little bit more to condition themselves. So I would like to see them out there, and we're not going to see them out there.
I wouldn't mind it, to be honest with you, but I'm also I'm kind of indifferent on it. Like, I don't think, obviously there's the risk of somebody getting hurt, which would be terrible, but I also think I saw enough from Bo Nix in that one drive to make me feel like, okay, like, I don't need to, like, they don't have to prove anything to me, right? The defense, on the other hand, actually, that's the other thing that's funny, is the defense, as bad as that initial drive was against the Green Bay Packers, I don't really feel like I need to see those defensive starters anyway.
Okay,
I think they were just a little lackadaisical.
I feel you, and VJ brought it up. VJ said the preparation was not there.
And I believe I was listening to you guys yesterday, and I think it was Zach or maybe it was you that brought up this point. Like, maybe in the argument for playing these guys tomorrow is the fact you're going to go 2.5, 3 weeks before you play your first regular season game. I think there is something to be said for that. And it's like, I'm even still trying to process that. Like, once we're over and done with this game on Friday, it's not like we have to wait one more week for the season to start. I mean, we're talking September 14th. It's August 27th.
It's a long.
Like, we're not that close.
It's
right?
long,
like,
man.
We are close, but like, we're also so far away.
So play the starters, right, AP? Play the starters.
Yeah. I could see it both ways. I could see it both ways because I don't know, outside of just like, and this is where maybe having a joint practice may have been a little bit more advantageous because then you can callous your players that way as opposed to having to roll the dice in a preseason game. But ultimately, we'll see what happens. I do want to get your opinion though on backup quarterback just because. Look, I just did a show about it with Jake. You can check that out on the Denver Sports YouTube channel, Shapiro and Piro, where we had a similar conversation about this quarterback dynamic, right? And I feel like a lot of Broncos fans are pounding the table for Sam Ehlinger.
Sammy E.
Right?
He's not going to, like guys, there's no quarterback competition there. I told you guys from the start, told you that from the jump. Right? There's not enough trust there. Sammy E hasn't done enough in these preseason games to even be in a competition with Stidham. Stidham had a great showing in the first preseason games with the ones, and that's just what it's going to be. Sam Ehlinger is going to still be on this roster because they have a great relationship. And according to ZB, Zach Bye over there, my man bought a house right next to Bo Nix. So he's comfortable being in his role as either a third-string quarterback on the roster or a practice squad player.
All right, we're up against it. Let's hit a quick break. We'll do the 3 count when we come back. I do want to expand on this backup quarterback conversation a little bit because I think it's an interesting one. All that more when we come back right here on The Drive.
The Broncos close out the preseason against the Vikings. Then it gets real with Kansas City. Monday Night Football, September 14th. This is a team that was 1 game away from the Super Bowl last season, and the front office mostly ran it back. So the question is simple. What's the one thing this Broncos roster still needs to figure out before Week 1? Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, Denver's football headquarters.
This Labor Day, we're rolling out the absolute best prices of the year. I'm Brad Barnett, president of Mountain High Appliance. We're talking stainless dishwashers starting at just $369, chest freezers for $199, or an entire stainless steel kitchen for only $19.99. Plus, we'll match any local competitor's price. We won't be beat. When you think appliances, think Mountain High Appliance. Visit us today and experience the difference.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
Summer hailstorms bring in the 3-ring front porch roofing circus.
In Ring 1, there's We're Doing Bob's Roof down the street.
And in Ring 2, there's We Will Cover Your Deductible.
And in Ring 3, What Do I Need to Do to Get You to Sign Today?
Send those clowns to the curb.
Don't turn your home into a circus. Call the pros, Denver Roof Pros.
Check us out at DenverRoofPros.com.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
What keeps you up at night? Do you wonder if what you've saved will be enough? If your money will go as far as you plan? Or whether your retirement will look the way you imagine? What worries you? Everyone's concern is different, but ignoring it won't make it disappear. This is Ron Paul. You may not be able to predict what comes next, but you can take steps now to diversify your savings with precious metals before uncertainty becomes urgency. My friends at Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit explaining how gold can help diversify your IRA or 401k. Just text the word SECURE to the number 989898. There's no cost and no obligation. Just free information to help you consider your option. Take the first step with Birch Gold. Text the word SECURE to the number 989898.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here. And if you're over 50, there's a good chance you're dealing with an enlarged prostate. Waking up at night, weak stream, all of it. Here's the good news. PAE, prostate artery embolization, is minimally invasive, done through a tiny pinhole, and you're home the same day. Most men who have PAE don't experience any sexual side effects associated with conventional prostate surgery. At Colorado Advanced Endovascular, their experienced team offers specialized prostate treatment with near zero impact on sexual function. Lakewood location, personalized care. Visit coloradoae.com.
Switching your account numbers is hard. Being forced to switch, even worse. That's why at Belco Credit Union, we want to pay you to switch. From June 1st to August 31st, we're offering a $300 bonus when you open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit of $500 or more. They changed your account number. You can change who you bank with. Go to belco.org/switch for full offer details. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Belco. Banking for everyone.
Walk into the back office of most small businesses and you'll see an old DVR humming on a shelf and a camera over the register the owner isn't even sure is recording. They got that like 10 years ago, and the company that installed it doesn't pick up. Vantage can repair or replace all of it. Cameras that read a face in the dark. Access control, network, intercom, AV. One company, one number. Invest in real security for your business or property. Call Vantage at 720-366-7759 or visit business.vssicolorado.com today.
Every day, cyclists across Colorado are seriously injured by careless drivers. I'm Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm. And for nearly 50 years, my firm has been fighting to make those drivers and their insurance companies held fully accountable. We know these cases, we know how to win them, and we won't stop until we get you the maximum compensation you deserve. If you've been injured in a bicycle accident, Call the Will Hite Law Firm today, 303-GOOD-LAW, or visit willhitewins.com.
Guys, are you looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get Advanced Hair's breakthrough one-day treatment during their once-yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during Advanced Hair's best offer ever. For details and a free consultation, call 720-459-HAIR or at advancedhair.com.
Are you stuck in rush hour traffic? You may be entitled to $1 sliders and fries at Arby's. Contact Arby's, and Arby's for more info about $1 sliders and fries between 2 and 6 p.m. with the purchase of any regularly priced food item only at participating Arby's.
Arby's, we have the meat. I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
The Drive's heading to Murphy Creek Golf Course August 28th from 2 to 6. Join Zach By and Phillip Lindsay and experience wide fairways, expansive greens, exceptional practice facilities, rustic charm, and great food and drinks. The Drive, live at Murphy Creek Golf Course August 28th. This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Williams Jewelers, where Colorado shines.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Sunday on The Fan. Baseball action continues as Cincinnati faces Chicago with first pitch at 5.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership since 1975.
Every day at 3:30, the Drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on The Drive.
All right, here we go now.
Let's go.
AP's on the ground.
Oh.
Mr. Phillip Lindsay.
Oh.
He's coming on the ropes. Coming off the top ropes with it.
All right, it is today's 3 count. We start with the National Hockey League, where Connor Hellebuyck is making his intentions very clear, going public with his trade request from the Winnipeg Jets. He says, Winnipeg has been my home for my entire NHL career, and I will always be grateful for my time here. Goes on to talk about some specific dates. Several months ago, I privately requested a trade. I have tried to handle the situation quietly and respectfully while giving the organization time to explore its options. With training camp approaching, I felt it was important to publicly confirm my request. My position has not changed, and I believe moving on is in the best path forward for me and my family. He goes on to thank Winnipeg and shows his appreciation. Winnipeg just put out their own statement about an hour ago as well. And they add here, while we continue to work through the situation in a thoughtful manner, there is no update at this time. Oh, Kathy's coming in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, hi,
scared
Kathy.
the crap out of me.
Oh my God, Kathy. Drew, Drew, we gotta get her. You gotta get her on a leash here. Oh my
Kathy
God,
J.
Kathy, what are your thoughts on Connor Hellebuyck requesting a trade from the Winnipeg Jets?
What you think?
Hit the on button.
Go
This
ahead.
is Kathy J from Cozy 101.
What was the name you just said?
Connor Hellebuyck.
I don't think you should say that on the air.
Well, he's a goaltender. Gold medal.
Kathy J.
For the record, this is like the 4th time in the last 2 days that Kathy has decided to.
Kathy comes in here all the time.
studio.
She steals all our stuff.
Yeah,
Anytime
it's
she
true.
needs a phone charger, she's coming in here. What's up, Kathy? What's up, Kathy?
All right.
I got
Okay,
you.
Yeah,
I got you.
She's the best.
Connor
Connor
Hellebuyck.
Hellebuyck requested a trade. Winnipeg says no dice, no update. Your thoughts?
Look. Connor needs to get out of there. Connor needs to get out of there. Look, when we had the segment yesterday where we were talking about how the national games, and Winnipeg had 1. The Avs had 16. The Bruins had 20. Around 20, I want to say. It's time for Connor to leave. Time for Hellebuck to come back over here, and I want him to be with the Colorado Avalanche.
So it's time for Connor to come.
It's time
Denver.
for him. It's all in. Sakic is a guy that wants to be aggressive. The window is still open to win a cup over here. Why not have a great goalie in between the pipes? Give up.
So you're not
Reggie,
believing in
give
Blackwood
up Blackwood.
and Wedgie?
No, I'm okay with them. But if I can have Connor Hellebuck, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. And if I have to give up somebody else, so be it. I need Connor Hellebuck in between the pipes. We know that a goalie can steal you games. Now, he hasn't been the greatest when it comes to the postseason, but he's going to play. But the guys in front of him are 10 times better than the guys that are in front of him in Winnipeg. Come on now, AP. Give me Connor Hellebuck.
He did exercise some demons, though, in the gold medal game.
He did.
All right, we'll see what happens with Connor Hellebuck, but he is publicized his thoughts and desire for a trade out of Winnipeg.
1, 2.
All right, here's
Kathy scared me.
Yeah,
on that
dude,
one,
let's just take a moment to acknowledge that. I mean, the door is opening. I'm like, what's going on? Who is this? What did I say? They're going to come yank me out of the studio?
I mostly just wanted to see you guys' faces when she walked in. Like, feels like panicking. Like,
I know,
Kathy, we're on the air. We're on the air.
Stop.
I think Kathy might be the only person in this building that can get away with that.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Unless it was serious. Like, if you start dropping F-bombs or something like that, you might get yanked out of here.
But now Phil has to return the favor and go jump on her show on Cozy 101.
Oh, there you go.
And
go
return the
crash
favor
that.
for her, yeah.
She'll love it, though. She'll
Yeah.
try to keep me the whole time.
Oh, my gosh. No, that scared the daylight out of me. Oh, that was fun, though. Shout out Kathy J. Does a great job. An all-time legend here in the Denver media market. But you see what the Rockies did to their season ticket holders, Phil?
Go ahead and explain it, man. What are the Rockies doing now?
They are spiking season tickets upwards by as much as 14% in this upcoming season. And look, I'm about as optimistic about the Rockies as I think anybody at this station. I'm really not all that optimistic. I'm just not like Jake Shapiro, who says they're going to lose 162 games. But 14% when you're dealing with this kind of era, that doesn't sit right with me.
No, it doesn't. I don't understand why they would do that right now. Like, maybe as the Rockies are getting better and they're in the playoff contention and all that, then you can do that. Say, hey, guys, like, we're going in the right direction. Like, buy your tickets now. You don't want to miss out on this. But they're not that good. They're not good enough yet to be raising their prices.
Like,
come on.
What's their season ticket base? Like, you know, and it's interesting because I was talking before the show, like, I would love to have Rocky season tickets, assuming the Rockies were competitive. Obviously, if they're contenders, even better. But, like, if they were playing, you know, above 500 ball, they were interesting, still kind of in the mix, why would you not want to have season tickets? But it feels like almost disrespectful to go to your fan base with your hand down asking for more, especially when you just got a cash infusion from the Walter Penner ownership group.
I kind of like what you just said right there. Disrespectful. It's like, man, you guys are going to probably lose 100 games this year. We'll lose 100 games this year. And now you're going to up the price? That's disrespectful.
You're sticking with us. Thank you guys so much for being supportive of our dog water team. Why don't you kick in an extra 14% for your season tickets?
Oh, and then we'll add another couple $5 to that giant hot dog
the
that you
Glizilla?
can't eat. The
You see
Glizilla.
the Broncos have their own version of that, by the way?
I don't like hot dogs like that anyway, and I'm not going to spend $50 for a 12-inch hot dog.
I think I heard Dante last night on DST saying that he could take down the whole Glizilla.
Damn.
With Justin Adams, right?
Yeah, I would say it's like, what, the equivalent of like 3 hot dogs?
No, it's way more than that, bro.
Is it?
Dude, the Glizilla it's a lot of glizz, bro.
It's a lot of meat.
Because I could eat 3 hot dogs on a given sitting.
Oh, that's foul. You're like my buddy. My buddy goes to a Rockies game, he eats 5 or 6.
Well, I'm not saying I do that, but I could do that.
You guys should have seen Jake Shapiro in the summer, I believe, of 2018 down 100 hot dogs in a single Rockies season. It was the most vile thing I've had the privilege of seeing. Like, he's down to the last 2 hot dogs, like the last home game of the year. It was a sight to
That's
see.
nasty.
Yeah, I'm not a hot dog guy. Give me a brat, though. If the Glizilla was a
brats are
brat
better, yeah.
or an Italian sausage, now we're
But
cooking.
you're going to say no to a hot dog?
Probably.
Oh, that's crazy.
Probably. All right. Fun times here on the 3 count. When we come back, you see what Christian Brown had to say over the weekend?
The leader.
The leader.
The leader.
His team's rounding into championship form. We'll tell you what CB had to say about his his thoughts and the aspirations of this Denver Nuggets team moving forward. That's next.
Think you know the NFL better than everyone else? Prove it. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan's NFL Survivor Challenge is here for the 2026 season. Each week, pick one NFL team you think will win their game. If your team wins, you survive to the next round. If they lose, you're out. The catch? You can only use each team once all season long, so choose wisely. It's free to enter, and the last fan standing will win $2,500. Head to denversports.com/survivor to join today. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. How about the most intelligent Wi-Fi that can heal itself when there's a problem? That's what you get with Xfinity. Reliability, the most reliable Wi-Fi for streaming, gaming, and working from home. How about coverage? Wi-Fi in every corner of your home. From corner to corner, they've got you covered. It's a security blanket for your network. That's what they provide. And reliability, fiber-powered network with 99.999% reliability. Built for speed, powered by fiber, Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work seamlessly together. Lock in 5 years of predictability, 5 years of the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi with our best equipment. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. 5 years, same price, no contracts, no commitments. Everything you need included, data, equipment, and the most reliable Wi-Fi. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
Progressive presents a guided meditation.
Hear the birds sing. A chipmunk nibbling on an acorn. Smell the pine needles gently falling into your living room as the breeze blows through the gaping hole in your roof. Gaze up at that broken tree branch and relax, because you bundled your home and auto with Progressive and have the peace of mind of 24/7 protection. So relaxing.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Just take one bite. You're going to love it. Hey, my name is Ezekiel, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And the little thing I love about the new Chick-fil-A chicken and waffles is that I can enjoy it all day. It's the perfect combination of sweet and savory. The chicken, it was juicy, crispy, and all around it tasted amazing. The waffle is fluffy, and the syrup makes it 10 times better. You can have it for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Chicken and waffles is definitely the way to go.
Order chicken and waffles at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Menu switches from breakfast to lunch at 10:30 a.m. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
Is that a new bump on your dog's neck? Or is that bump just a part of his neck? Could be a bug bite or something way worse.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Wait, there's another bump right by the first bump.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Hey Denver, Zach here. Need foundation repair, waterproofing, crawl space repair, egress windows, or concrete work? Trust Homestrong to get it done. They can even turn your crawl space into a finished basement in weeks. Visit buildhomestrong.com. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
Men, when addressing the problem of erectile dysfunction, you want the right treatment for your specific medical situation, because every case is different, and finding the right treatment can mean the difference between just an okay experience and an amazing one. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and at our practices, we offer the full range of ED treatment protocols and can even combine therapies to help make those intimate moments special, both for you and your partner. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're the leader in treating ED in the area. Our medical providers specialize in men's sexual health and understand that no two cases are alike, which means you'll get the right treatment for you based on sound medical evaluation and appropriate applications of medical therapies. Plus, we offer treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're sure, like most men, you'll get your sex life back. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99. It includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Hey, this is Rob Biandino at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled 7,000 cases, over 300 trials. If you've been injured in a car accident or property damage, you need our help. I handle all my cases personally. I know all the medical experts, all the damage experts to get you the most for your injuries and your damages. If you're injured in an accident, call me. I will go to war for you. The insurance company knows that I'm a trial lawyer. That will get you more money, a better settlement at the end of the day. Give me a ring, 720-706-5151. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue today. The most passionate, intelligent, and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, Christian Brown, the leader of
Your
the Denver
leader.
Nuggets. Not
Your
my
leader, AP. Your leader.
Why would I think he's a leader?
He thinks he's a leader. You think
Heck
he's a
no.
leader, right?
Heck no. Heck no. Who is the leader of the Denver Nuggets, though? Because, like, you would think theoretically, obviously, it's Nikola Jokic, right? But it's like he doesn't act like a leader.
Well, he still is the leader. Like, he's the best player on the team. Best player, one of the best players in the NBA. When he says something, you're going to listen. He may not be as vocal, but you respect him. All right, Jamal Murray, I can't sit here and say he's a leader. I don't think a lot of guys respect Jamal Murray. Now they respect his game. But Jamal Murray, the person that's like, hey, let's lock in. I don't think that he's going to get everybody's attention.
You know who I think the closest thing
I know
to
you're
a
a
leader
Jamal
is?
guy. I know you're a Jamal guy.
Not like Jake. I mean, Jake.
I mean, you did compare, like, you were like, Jamal's better than Jalen Brunson. You did say that.
When did I say that?
You said that.
I don't think I said that.
Oh, no. You know what it was? He's a dog, just like Jalen Brunson.
I think Jamal's got some dog in him, for sure.
No.
For sure. They both got the same amount of championships.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It takes a team.
So here's the thing, though. I think Aaron Gordon is probably the leader, right? Like, he's probably the lightning rod. Like, I think most players gravitate to. I think he probably has the most respect across the board of any player in that locker room. I think he's the heartbeat of that team. Did you see the pictures that were going around on social media of them in Puerto Rico? Yeah. Obviously, no Jamal. I think he's on a tour with his sneaker brand or something like that.
That's what a leader does.
Yeah, for sure. Jokic, leading Team Serbia, so he's piecing out on the Nuggets, I guess, as well.
Well, I'll tell you this: at least Jokic is working on his craft with Team Serbia.
All
Like
right.
he's doing that.
All right.
What did Jamal do? He opted out of Team
Canada.
Canada.
If you have a prior obligation, I mean, I can't hate on that.
He opted out of Team Canada.
Like, where's ZB today? I don't know what ZB's doing. Is he no longer like in the power chair for this show?
ZB's not the leader.
You're the leader of the
I'm
show?
the leader
Okay,
now.
I don't know.
I
was going to say, Dante thinks he's the leader.
Dante thinks he's the
Dante
leader
fills
when
in
we
that
come to
3 count every
trivia.
day. He says, let me drive the boat, baby.
Real leader doesn't need to announce himself as the leader.
Oh, you move in silence. All right, well, seriously here. Christian Brown, over the weekend, my good buddy Sean Keeler of the Denver Post had the opportunity to chat with Christian Brown, and he gave some pretty revealing quotes, right? I think Christian Brown, you know what? Here's a comparison.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's not quite apples to apples. Christian Brown was kind of like the Dre Greenlaw of the Denver Nuggets last year, where now, here's what I will say. Christian Brown has obviously more than proved himself with the Nuggets, obviously coming off the bench and as a starter previously. And Greenlaw as well with San Francisco, but isn't endeared the same way.
Here in Denver.
Correct.
Okay.
But when I look at Dre Greenlaw and Christian Brown, both players with high expectations, critical roles, injuries kind of derailed them, right? And I think Christian's due for a significant bounce back here. Like, I don't think Christian's going to be an all-star or anything like that.
So
let's not get it out of proportion.
Let's start with this. What does that look like? A bounce back for Christian Brown as a starter who's making $25 million. What does that look like?
I think obviously first and foremost is being healthy. I think it's improving from there on, ability to hit corner threes. and frankly just looking competent with the basketball. Here's the thing, and I can't sugarcoat this at all. Christian Braun had the yips last year. Like Christian Braun, it was like Space Jam to a certain extent. And I believe it was that series against Minnesota where there's that one sequence where he's like driving down the middle and instead of going for the layup, just kind of dribbles out and cowers away from the moment. Like Christian Braun lost his basketball mojo last year, and I think part of it's because of the injury. And here's the thing, and Jake brought up a good point to me about this, and obviously Jake is our resident, Nugget expert here at the station. Christian Braun hasn't really dealt with many injuries throughout his entire career, not just in the NBA, but going back to college. And so, if you're a player who's not used to getting injured, coming back from an injury might be a little bit more challenging than, say, a Payton Watson or Eric Gordon, who's dealt with soft tissue more consistently. So I think it starts there. But the quote I want to read to you from the Denver Post, again, my guy Sean Keeler catching up with Christian Braun, has to do with the aspirations of this Denver Nuggets team. Christian says, quote, I mean, we're going to add pieces. We're going to add enough pieces, obviously. As long as you have Jokic, as long as you have Jamal and AG and the staff, we're always in a really good spot. He goes on to say, here's the kicker, I'm very confident in us every single year, no matter who we put on the court. With those guys, referencing Jamal, Jokic, and AG, we've got a chance to win a championship. And that's what we're here for, to win championships. So we're excited. We've got everything we need as long as we have those guys, end quote. What do you make of that from Christian Braun? Specifically, we've got a chance to win a championship, and most importantly, we've got everything we need.
Well, when you have Jokic, you always have a chance to win a championship. When you have these guys that are healthy for a full season, then yes, of course, you will have a chance to be in the chance to win a championship. I would have loved for Christian Braun to kind of take a little bit of ownership of saying, hey, man, I know I need to be better. I know that we have these guys.
I think, previously.
Okay, I know that we have these guys. But if I do my part as a starter, shoot better, okay, be able to score off my own dribble, be able to create my own shot, play better defense, then we're going to be just fine. I wish you would have started with that. Now, you said that he probably said something like that. But also, it comes down to you can't just rely on Jokic and Jamal. You got to have that six man. You got to have the depth. And I know DeRozan's going to be coming off the bench, I think, right?
Love the signing, by the way. Love the signing.
Has never been a bench player for 17 years. He started a game. This would be his first year coming off the bench. But it takes more. It takes more than those five guys, the starters, because you know it's a long season, 82 games. You know you want to rest your players when you can, so you are ready for the postseason. And I would have just said, man, you need everybody to do that. CB, like, I understand what he's saying. He's making sure that he includes his guys like Jamal and Jokic, AG, that they have to be ready to go. But even with this unit, I still don't believe they have enough to win it all. I don't.
Here's what I will say. I agree with you for the most part. I don't think they're going to win the championship. I'm not going to say it's impossible. And here's what I've said consistently. If the Nuggets hit every single green light, which means Aaron Gordon healthy for a full season.
Which hasn't happened for a couple years.
Correct.
now.
And Jamal playing like he did in the regular season, plus what he has been previously in the postseason, right? And DeRozan's a hit. And maybe you get something out of Deron Holmes and Trevin Brazil, and Christian Braun bounces back. Like, if everything in a perfect world comes together, then I think they can win a championship. Do I think that's going to happen, though? No. Right? And so here's what I will say, just to spin it a little bit. I think Christian Braun has the right mindset. Because, like, you and I and Zach and Dover and Cecil and Mike and Stoke and everyone on the station and everyone on the digital side, like, we can rip the Nuggets to shreds all we want, and frankly, they deserve to be ripped. This is a roster that has continued to devolve before our eyes. They are, every single year, it feels like they're further and further and further away from the form that they were in the year in which they won the championship. But to that point, I like the mindset from Christian Braun.
He should. He get paid $25 million a year. He better have that mindset.
But that's
AP.
also the only way you should be thinking, because it is true. When you have Nikola Jokic and Jamal and AG, if they're at peak form, you're going to have a chance. But you and I both disagree about the likelihood of that, right? All right, we'll see what happens here with the Denver Nuggets. But some interesting thoughts there from Christian Braun. Again, we got this story up online at DenverSports.com, and I think the kicker quote here is talking about how, they've got everything they need to win a championship, but most importantly, like I just said, quote, we've got everything we need, end quote, which is interesting and rich considering how this offseason has gone. All right.
The leader has spoken.
Yes, he has. Let's hit a break. When we come back, what is the definition of success for the Colorado Buffaloes, Phil's Colorado Buffaloes, in this upcoming season? We'll dissect that next.
Broncos, Vikings, Friday night preseason finale.
This is our
Bo Nix got some limited reps last week against the Packers, and now all eyes shift to September 14th and Monday Night Football in Kansas City. So we want to know, is this Broncos offense ready for the Chiefs, or is there still something you need to see? Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, Denver's football headquarters.
Everyday expenses keep climbing, and high credit card interest isn't making life any easier. If you're a homeowner, your home equity is your best financial tool. American Financing can help you consolidate high-interest credit card debt so you have some breathing room. Timing matters now more than ever. With a strong chance of an interest rate hike this September, waiting could cost you thousands. And with rates in the 5s, there's no better time to find out how much you could save. Ditch those 20% interest rates. By consolidating, you can slash your monthly obligations. In fact, American Financing borrowers save an average of $800 a month. Imagine what that kind of cash flow could do for your family. There are 0 upfront fees, and you may even delay up to 2 mortgage payments. Lock in your lower rate before September. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
A small roof problem today can become a major expense tomorrow. Colorado's hail, wind, and heavy snow can turn a few missing shingles or a small leak into costly water damage, mold, and even a full roof replacement. Don't wait until it's too late. Trust the experts at Colorado's Best Roofing. They provide honest inspections, dependable repairs, and reliable service to keep your home or business protected. Schedule your free roof inspection today. Visit roofingcolorado.com.
Shop Honda keeps car buying simple. One price, one person, 1 hour means no games, no back and forth, and no dealer handling fees ever. Upfront pricing and one dedicated advisor who handles everything from start to finish. It's straightforward, stress-free, and honestly the way car buying should have always been. At Shop Honda, the experience is just as good as the vehicle you're driving home. Discover the Shop Honda difference for yourself. Visit Shop Honda today, proud partner of the Dover and Cecil Show.
This is the sound of Claire, cooking dinner at home. And that's the sound of a fraud alert from Wells Fargo, flagging a charge for a pricey restaurant in Paris. Considering Claire isn't in Paris right now, that seemed odd. To the bank and to Claire. 2 taps later, Claire says nope to the charge, and Wells Fargo is on the case. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here, and if you're a guy over 50 dealing with an enlarged prostate, you need to know about PAE, prostate artery embolization. It's minimally invasive, done through a tiny pinhole, and you're back home the same day. Most men who have PAE don't experience any sexual side effects associated with conventional prostate surgery. At Colorado Advanced Endovascular, their experienced team offers specialized prostate treatments with near zero impact on sexual function. Top-tier radiologists, boutique setting, personalized care in Lakewood. Go to coloradoae.com.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
It's the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, and more at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Sunday on The Fan. Baseball action continues as Cincinnati faces Chicago with first pitch at 5.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership since 1975.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Fetty Wap. You like Fetty Wap?
1738. New Jersey's finest. Fetty Wap, man.
You're
He
not
was
from New
huge.
Jersey, though, right?
My family is, yeah.
Okay, New Jersey.
Yeah, I was just out there a couple weeks ago. Ate my heart out. Still
The meatballs, huh?
Oh my gosh, you have no idea.
The Italian
bro.
meatballs.
The amount of food I consumed in my 4 or 5 days that I was out there, like, it makes me sick just to even think about it. But now I don't want to eat any of the food out here, except for green chili. That's like my one thing. But like, out there, I can't even eat pizza no more. It's all ruined for me. The Italian food out there, running around in New York with some buddies, with my family. Clams, mussels, the whole nine. It was incredible. It was incredible.
We're gonna stop talking about that, man. You're starting to look at me like I'm a piece of food.
Yeah, something like that.
Like
You should have seen me devouring this Chick-fil-A earlier. Oh my gosh.
Well, that's why there's no Chick-fil-A out there.
Well,
You ate it all.
and Dante. I mean, Dante, I think, had
Dante,
3
I
cookies.
expect that from Dante.
Couple brown. I mean, what'd you have, like 24 chicken nuggets, Dante?
I had like 3 nuggets and 1 cookie.
Times it by 10.
And Phil, you got to look in the mirror, brother, because I saw you eating that Butterfinger, and I saw you eating that Snickers yesterday. I saw you eating that Reese's the day before that.
Hey, it's because you know what? I don't eat the whole day. I just eat a little candy bar and I call it a day, man.
You're like, is it DK Metcalf that has like a candy addiction? Have you ever seen that video that goes around on social
That's
media?
what we do, man.
He's like, I eat like a bag.
That's what we do. Are you putting you and DK Metcalf in the same conversation?
Do you not see the muscles on me? Like
You're
exactly
still-
like
you-
DK.
Yeah, you're pretty yoked. So.
Okay.
How many times you still work out like consistently or what?
Yeah, I got the tonal. The tonal workout.
Oh,
you know
right.
what I'm talking about?
Isn't it like on the wall?
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's a wall, and you can increase the weight, and it feels like you're lifting real life weight, and it's heavy as heck. Yeah,
I like that.
That's how I keep this form.
There you go. You're still
And a
in
couple
peak
candy
form.
bars.
Yeah, there you go. Whatever makes the happy heart. The heart happy is what I meant to say.
You start to be around me enough, AP. You start talking in Philonese. all right?
I
I'm
love
good
that,
with it.
by the way. We should make shirts for Philonese, like with
Here
like
we go.
Philisms, and put them on a shirt.
Here we go.
I'm into that. Okay, we have an update. We'll get to the Buffs here a little bit later on in the show, but we do have an update on Cale Makar extension watch that we'd like to pass along to you guys. This comes from Andy Strickland, who covers the St. Louis Blues, but does a good job just covering some national stuff as well for the NHL. Do not hold your breath, Avalanche fans. Look, I think this Cale Makar extension is going to get done, just not today. Andy Strickland reporting on his X account that the announcement has been pushed to tomorrow. So we'll see if that adds up. But again, Andy Strickland is a relatively, I shouldn't say relatively, a credible reporter in the NHL sense. So that is what we're hearing right now about Cale Makar, is that do not hold your breath for an extension to come today. That extension announcement might just come tomorrow.
Yeah, my guessing is they didn't get a couple paperwork, done in time, or maybe Cale's flying in and they want to make sure he's there to sign the paperwork so they can take a picture, Sakic can talk about him. Who knows? We do know the deal is going to get done. Whether it's today, later on, tomorrow, the next day, Cale is going to be a Colorado Avalanche for, let's say, 4 years.
Here's what I'll
Let's
say.
say 4 years.
Even if
AP.
it is a 4-year deal, I still kind of think Cale might be an Av for life.
Oh, very
right,
much so.
like maybe there's a swan song elsewhere you play for a year or two, like whatever it might be. But like when Cale goes into the Hall of Fame along with McKinnon, Landeskog as well, like he's gonna be always remembered as a member of the Colorado Avalanche. And let's bring this conversation that we had in a commercial break with Drew Spivak onto the air about the debate of, do you sign an 8-year deal? Do you sign a shorter term deal for 4? Right, and Drew was talking about how I believe it's starting sometime in the middle of September. Like Cale could be one of the last players to sign an 8-year contract in the NHL, because then I believe what's going to happen is the maximum amount of years you can sign with the team with, if it's your own team retaining your rights, is 7 years. If you're a free agent, it could be 6 years. So there's the conversation to be had of like, do you want to lock yourself in and get that long-term security for 8 years? Or with the way the money's going up and the cap's going up, do you want to sign a shorter-term deal, a 4 or 5 year deal, to give yourself that opportunity and flexibility to continue to maximize your earnings? One thing that we've talked about as well, Phil, is the NHL player, maybe unlike some of the other players in different leagues, maybe appear to be more willing to leave some money on the table.
That was before the cap has continued to rise. That was before the money started rolling in. And now that the money is rolling in, and every year it seems like the cap is getting higher and higher, you're going to see guys that are going to look at this and say, you know what? I'm a great player. I can play for a very long time. Let me go ahead and lock myself in for 4 years and then turn back around and get another big-time contract and be done. That would be a good business move, a great business move. And if you're Kale, one of the greatest players to play this game, why would you not do that? You get to lock yourself in for 4 years. All right, you get to make that big-time money. Let's just say it's $19 million a year for 4 years. Then you get to turn back around, get another big-time contract, and if you don't like it here with the Colorado Avalanche because you don't think that they're doing the right things, and at that time, Nathan McKinnon's contract would be up too, so who knows what they're going to do with Nate at 35 years old.
Right.
You can say, hey, I want to sign back with the Avs, or I want to go elsewhere because it's just not working here. As a player, it's a smarter business move to do that, AP.
But there's some risk associated with it.
What
right?
risk?
Like if you get banged up, if you get hurt, God forbid. Like look what happened with Gabriel Landeskog.
Okay.
Like what if there is a catastrophic injury that arises, right?
Well, Kel,
if you have an 8-year deal, you're good. But if let's say that you sign a 4-year deal that happens in year 3, then what?
You're going to sign Kale still? This is
For the
not
same
just
amount of
no
money?
joke, of course.
That's far from a guarantee.
The surgeries, and let's make this clear. What happened to Gabe was a freak injury.
Correct.
That was a freak injury.
Again, this is all hypothetical.
So all these surgeries that these surgeons are doing now are just different. It's not like back in the day where you blow your knee out and you're done for the rest of your career. Kale is one of the greatest players to play that game, the hockey, NHL. You're going to give that man a contract because he's going to still be in his prime. So even if he gets banged up or hurts his knee, somebody will sign him to a lucrative contract because of what he brings to the table as a two-way player. Specifically, being able to play on the blue line but have the goals to go with it, right? Like, that's what you're looking for. So if I'm Kale, I'm not worried about that. I know I'm going to be here for a very long time. I know I'm going to be there in my late 30s. I know I can re-up on the Colorado Avalanche and they can pay me more money when the cap continues to go up. AP? I wouldn't worry about that. Go get your money right now so you don't have to worry about it.
So then if you were Cale Makar, right, and let's just say you were, and I know the NFL is different because the contracts aren't nearly
I wish
as
I
long.
was Cale, man. I wonder how he feels right now.
But let's say you're at the peak of your powers. You're coming off your Pro Bowl, right? Let's just say the equivalent of that to hockey or basketball, right? You're signing the 4-year deal or you're signing the 8-year deal?
I'm signing a 4-year deal. Okay. I'm not going to take the whole $20.5 million. I won't do that to the organization because they've been good to me.
So nice.
I'm gonna take 20. No, I'm gonna take 19 or 18.5, 19.
Taking a 20.25. You guys keep the extra 750.
Yeah, you go ahead and spend that. Splurge on that. Yeah. I'm gonna take less money. And then I'm going to hold this organization accountable to make sure that they keep this championship window open. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Now, Kale, I don't know what Kale wants to do. Does he want the 8 years? Does he want the 7 years? Or does he want a 4-year contract? Like, we're fixing to find out tomorrow. But if I'm Kale, I'm taking the 4 years, get as much money as possible, and then come back around when it's time and get more money.
Yeah, it's going to be... It's going to be fascinating. I tend to think that Kale will take a longer-term deal. Like, I don't know if it's going to be the full 8, but could it be 7? Could it be 6?
Could be 5. Could be 4.
It could be 4, but I just think that Kale will opt for the long-term play because here's the other thing. And I get, you want to maximize your window. I'm not questioning that as well, but I don't think there's any question about Cale Makar and his desire to remain with the Avalanche. So that's the news here today is the expected announcement of a Cale Makar contract extension expected to come down tomorrow.
If you're Cale, what are you doing? Before we go, AP, I want to know this.
I'm taking the 8 years.
You're taking the 8 years?
I'm taking the guaranteed long-term security. I'm playing that game, and I'm saying I'm good with it because I get to play with Nate Dogg, I get to play with Gabe, and I want to be an Av for life. That's what I'm doing.
He's going to be an Av for life.
Yeah, but I'm taking 8 years up front. It's guaranteed money. I mean, look at Giancarlo Stanton in Major League Baseball. I mean, this is a guy who signed, a 10-year gazillion-dollar deal? I mean, if he was taking a 3 or 4-year deal, this guy's probably out of the league at this point, right? But because he had a 10-year deal, you're making 25+ a year.
But that's not Kale. Kale has established himself.
If there's a guarantee, I understand you're leaving some money on the table if you take the 8-year versus the 4-year, but it's generational, life-changing wealth. I'm not giving that up. I like the security of the 8-year. That's where I'm at.
I'm not going to – what does ZB always say? Never tell a fan how to fan. I am not going to tell you how to fan or how to think.
We'll see what happens with Cale Makar. Feel free to let us know your thoughts. 4 years, 8 years, somewhere in between. 303-713-1043 if you want to continue the conversation on the RamosLaw.com text line. All right, when we come back, teams are already changing their game plans just to survive first down against this Broncos defense. Vance Joseph revealed his adjustment. We'll tell you what that is next.
Think you know the NFL better than everyone else? Prove it. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's NFL Survivor Challenge is here for the 2026 season. Each week, pick one NFL team you think will win their game. If your team wins, you survive to the next round. If they lose, you're out. The catch? You can only use each team once all season long, so choose wisely. It's free to enter, and the last fan standing will win $2,500. Head to DenverSports.com/survivor to join today. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hi, I'm Donnie, owner of Fitness Gallery, where we believe there's nothing more important than your health. We've just celebrated our 27th year in business. Thank you for your continued support.
Hey, Broncos country, I'm Terrell Davis. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. Work out on your schedule from the privacy of your own home.
At Fitness Gallery, we have the nation's lowest prices on the highest quality products that stand the test of time.
Imagine this, no more wasting time in traffic, no more crowded gyms. And here's the touchdown play, get your family involved. Your health is your ultimate MVP, and I know staying fit is not always easy. Whether it's Rod, Carl, or myself, we shop at Fitness Gallery, and you should too. With the right equipment at home, you can train like a pro whenever it suits you. You never regret buying quality. Fitness Gallery sells commercial-grade equipment for the home. It's simply the best.
Invest in your health and happiness with Fitness Gallery. Visit one of our 7 store locations for a free home gym layout and design today.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Dan Jacobs with Jacobs Law on 303 Law 4040. Here's a story my lovely wife Kimberly was particularly proud of. Jeffrey, a listener just like you, called 303 Law 4040 and said he was T-boned by a driver running a red light and rammed his car right into a tree. When the cops came, the other driver lied and the police believed him. They said Jeffrey was at fault. Now, with the big made-for-TV lawyers, that's where the case would normally end. Many of them won't even touch a case if they actually have to work to prove it. But Jeffrey insisted he was innocent. He worked with us together on our team to find the witnesses and the evidence to get the ticket overturned and the insurance company's denial reversed. At 303 Law 4040, we aren't a big settlement mill like the made-for-TV lawyers. Each client meets with me and my lovely wife Kimberly in person, and you get our cell phone numbers. If you've been injured in an accident, you know the number, 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Summers are made for time on your deck. Right now, when you purchase a new deck from 5280 Exteriors during August, you'll get free solar railing lights, no payments, and no interest until 2027 for qualified buyers. A 2-time President's Club winner, 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Denver's going places. Groove Toyota keeps you moving. Remaining 2026 Toyotas, model year end priced. 174 new Tacomas, only $299 a month. One of Colorado's largest selections. Model year end priced only $299 a month at GrooveToyota.com. Then hurry in to the oldest family-owned Toyota dealership in the Denver Metro. Groove Toyota. Start here, go anywhere.
Post and lease for 36 months with $49.99 with signing. Zero security deposit. Unapproved credit. Call 720-961-4465 for complete details. Based on continuous operation of a Toyota dealership at this location for 60 years. Offer expires 8/31/26.
Hey, it's Phillip Lindsay here. Do you need a new roof, gutters, or exterior needs? Monarch is your one-stop shop. Backed by 16 years of experience and over 10,000 satisfied customers. Their in-house insurance team fights for you, and their white glove service means every detail is handled with care. Competitive pricing, award-winning craftsmanship, and the only roofer the Denver Broncos chose to endorse. A proud member of Team Dave Logan, make the call to your home team, Monarch Construction and Roofing, the official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments. Clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hi, I'm Brad Barnett, president of Mountain High Appliance. Labor Day is all about honoring hard work, and since 1919, few brands have worked harder than KitchenAid. Now's your chance to score big on all KitchenAid appliances. Plus, we're clearing out KitchenAid floor models to make room for new arrivals, and our prices are crazy. With our guaranteed lowest price and Colorado's most experienced sales staff, why go anywhere else? Stop by Mountain High Appliance today and experience the difference.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you. Hey Denver, Zach here. Need foundation repair, waterproofing, crawl space repair, egress windows, or concrete work? Trust Homestrong to get it done. They can even turn your crawl space into a finished basement in weeks. Visit buildhomestrong.com. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery and Monarch Construction and Roofing. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Danilo Piro in for Zach By. Phillip Lindsay. It's The Drive. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Looking forward to the final game of the preseason for the Denver Broncos before we start like this 3-week lull period. Oh my gosh, that is going to be torturous. What are you guys going to talk about for 3 weeks?
We'll find something to talk about. Maybe I'll make fun of ZB for 4 hours straight. You know, something like that. I mean, we'll find. You know that. Come on, AP.
What are you
We're professionals.
What are you going to make fun of ZB for?
Everything. The way he talks, how dramatic he is.
He does get. I love it though. I love every time I'm listening. I'm like, wow, like we could take this one take and just spin it and spin it and spin it and spin it. Like
that's ZB for you. If
you guys,
you got to learn how to push his buttons too. You got to know when to piss him off, because there's ways you can piss him off.
Oh, the morning show was dunking on him the other day.
Oh, the morning show. They have some kind of weird,
show.
Like they infatuation with Zach By. Like they love him a little bit too much.
Oh, trivia's tomorrow, right?
It is.
Ah.
What did we do actually in trivia? We went
bummed out, man.
2-2,
I love
right?
doing the trivia. We should have been 4-0 the last time we did it together, but Phil screwed us over. Never forget that.
Look
Just
at
for the
you,
record.
AP.
Just for the record, you know, we should have been 4-0.
You're on a two-way contract. We move you up.
Hey, you know.
We bump you up. You do. Okay.
I'm just saying, you know, maybe if we go 4-0, it's a full way. It's no longer a two-way contract. Maybe I'm not on the practice squad.
If we go 4-0 with you, they're replacing you with me or me with you. What is it? You with me? Yeah. I'm confused right now.
I'm just gonna say we could have gone 4-0 on trivia, but
maybe I tanked it for a reason. I didn't want them replacing me.
That's a thought. No, you're not gonna get replaced, Phil. You do it. You know. In all seriousness, I love the show that you and Zach do it. It's a privilege to be here in place of Zach By. He'll be back tomoryw.
Look at you kissing his butt, right? He's not here.
I'm just being honest.
He's not here. You don't have to say that.
What do you want me to say?
You want
to be like the morning show?
ZB's gone.
Oh, Zach, never come back. Let me do the drive forever. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, you can do your fake tough guy like what Phil does when Zach's not here.
My fake tough guy?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Phil talks all this trash when Zach's not here.
You did get a couple of
shows.
Hold on. Now, I would talk that stuff when ZB's here. If it's warm for it, I'm definitely going to put it
you're
on
like
him.
a little dog. You come back to the house and
So you're saying
wag your
Phil
tail.
puts on the tough face just because I'm here? That's what I'm hearing?
It's because Zach's not here. But yeah, either way.
All right, yeah.
Come on.
Wow, so you're a little two-faced, huh?
Look at this.
That's
now.
what I'm interpreting it
Look
as.
at
It's like
you.
Zach's here. It's like, I better, you know, be a good dog, whatever it might be. But like now Zach's gone, it's like you just tear up the yard.
If I'm a dog, then I'm a pit bull and ZB's that Chihuahua.
I don't know about that. I listen quite a bit. I don't know about that.
Oh, okay. You must not listen quite a bit.
I was listening yesterday. You should have seen me at the gym. I'm like listening to you and Zach go back and forth. I'm like, this is what I don't listen to music anymore. I just listen to Zach and Phil argue, so that's fun. But okay, let's get back on track here for just a moment. Vance Joseph, this is actually a segment I did listen to from you guys yesterday that I wanted to expand upon.
All right.
Vance Joseph and some of the takeaways from how teams are attacking this Broncos defense throughout the course of the preseason.
Yeah.
And in particular, the Broncos defense needing to win on first down, Phil. I think that's something that's interesting to kind of unpack here, because if the Broncos defense doesn't win on first down, you turn it into second and third and manageable. Like, this isn't rocket science, right? But in particular with this Broncos defense, if you're playing, second and long, third and long consistently, it's just a recipe for disaster that you have to become uber aggressive if you're an opposing team on offense against this Broncos defense on first down.
Definitely, AP. I mean, you must be uber aggressive if you can get an offense third and long, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. And that means that you can pin your ears back. Nick Benito, Jonathan Cooper, you can bring a blitz if you're Vance Joseph, the defensive coordinator, and make it hard on them, force that quarterback to make an ill-advised throw or just get it out of his hands as fast as possible. That's what you're looking for. In order to do that, it does start on first down. In order to do that, you must stop the run. You can't let a team, let's just say Kansas City, because they have Kenneth Walker III, K9 over there. Let's just say on first down, K9 gets the first carry for 6 yards. So now you're looking at 2nd and 4. Now you know that there's so many other things that could happen. So many options have opened up for the offense for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now the Chiefs can run the ball again, or they can do a play action. They can go deep. They can do whatever they want. But if you stop them and maybe they get a 1-yard gain, and now it's 2nd and 9. Now you're forcing the Kansas City Chiefs to throw the ball. Now you're dictating what they're doing, and now you can pin your ears back on 3rd down, 3rd and long, and make those big-time plays. And also, we want these turnovers. We want all these turnovers. Well, you have to be in passing downs. You have to force a team to be in 3rd and longs so that now you're sitting there saying, we can play 7-on-7. We're going to play zone and keep everything in front of us so that we can get more interceptions. That's how it goes, AP. That's how it goes.
Yeah, here's an interesting one. Denver allowed the lowest 1st and 2nd down success rate in the NFL last year at 36.76% and had a league-best 16% sack rate on late downs, which it's not surprising when you kind of look at the totality of this Broncos defense. Like, let me ask you this. If you were an offensive coordinator, just having been a running back yourself, how would you attack this Broncos defense on first down?
I'm going to run the
ball.
ball.
You're calling plays. So you're
I'm
going outside, inside,
yes.
combination.
So here we go. We're going to do a little bit of combination work. I love that you're doing this, right? I'm a coach right now. I'm getting my playbook together. I would do a combination of power. Kind of get some pullers in front. Let's see if Zach Allen, as time goes on, if he can weather that storm. And I'm going to get outside on somebody like Nick Benito, who, by the way, struggled a little bit in that preseason game number 2 of keeping and containing the run from getting outside. I'm going to go at somebody like Nick Benito because he's lighter in the butt. So now we're getting some of that outside zone going, outside stretch going. And then, just like the Green Bay Packers are doing, play action. That's what I would do against this defense. Quick game, play action, outside zone runs, and try to stay on that field. And that if you can do that and you can have success, you can wear a defense down really, really quickly if that happens for you.
You know, I'm interested to see, we haven't talked about this in a while. I think, what is the fate of Jonathan Cooper to start the season? Like, is he on the field? Is he not off the field? Just for conversation's sake, real quickly, I do wonder how teams maybe alter their game plan if Cooper is not out there. Right, and again, I don't really know what's going to happen, but or even if he is out there, like the mental psyche of it too, like that's something to keep in mind here. Is like, do you go after that potentially, whatever it might look like? But I agree with you.
Cooper's actually been looking damn good.
No,
out there.
I agree, but it's like you have to wonder, like just when you get to the regular season, things looming over, whatever it might be. Like, we'll see ultimately, but I think it's a fascinating question about how you want to attack reverse engineer the Broncos defense, right? And establishing the run is always a recipe for success.
Well, this is if something happens to Cooper, let's just say he doesn't play the first 2 games. I don't know what's going to happen. You're going after Jonah Coleman. You're going after someone like Q Robertson or
Jonah
Tillman.
Coleman.
Or
Jonah Ellis?
Jonah Ellis. Or somebody like Q Robinson, or if they put Tillman on that other side over there. You're going after those guys until they prove that they can stop that run, contain the run. You're going after the weakest link, and that would be them because they're backups.
Yeah, no, I hear you. All right, let us know your thoughts here on the conversation. 303-713-1043, the RamosLaw.com text line. When we come back, the Broncos are obviously, our favorite team to watch on any given Sunday here locally, but across the NFL, where do we think the Broncos rank with respect to being the most entertaining team in the league? Ben Solak put his list together. Where the Broncos are might surprise you. That's next.
The Broncos wrap up the preseason against the Minnesota Vikings at Empower Field at Mile High. And for a lot of guys on that roster, this is it. The last chance to make an impression before the team cuts down to 53 on Sunday. So here's the question. Which Broncos bubble player needs a big game the most Friday night? Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan. Denver's football headquarters.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here, and when I want a meal that's a cut above, I head to Jack's, locally owned with locations on Pearl Street in Denver and the new flagship at Park Meadows Drive in Lone Tree. Jack's serves premium Australian Wagyu, incredible seafood, and chef-driven dry-aged specialties. Stop in for lunch, enjoy social hour from 3 to 5, or make it a memorable date night. And for something extra special, discover the Blind Tiger Speakeasy. Jack's, upscale flavor, comfortable atmosphere.
When you've been hurt after a traumatic car crash, you don't need a sales pitch from an attorney with big promises and a loud voice. You need a team who fights for real results fast. That's why so many across the country choose the Berg Simpson Law Firm. Berg Simpson is nationally recognized, but is local right here in Colorado. So give us a call and let our team fight for the results you deserve today.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Men, erectile dysfunction can affect much more than just your sex life. It can create stress in relationships, leading to feelings of anxiety or embarrassment, and impact your overall confidence and well-being. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and we specialize in treating men's sexual health issues to help men find solutions that fit their individual needs. ED is a frustrating condition, and many men suffer for years without seeking treatment. But the good news is that if you're like most men, we have the answer. Our licensed medical providers will evaluate your specific medical situation and recommend a plan designed for you. And these advanced medical therapies work, with treatments having success rates of well over 90%, which means you and the one you love can have great sex again without the fear and worry of ED. You can even last up to an hour or more, and you may just find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Summer is a time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your tan or abs. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to decades of thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and it can even grow for life. Did I mention Advanced Hair even guarantees your new hair will grow? Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during Advanced Hair's best offer ever. The summer sales event is on for a limited time, so schedule your free consultation and get the details today. 720-459-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results with Advanced Hair. Your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and get your savings details while still available. That's 720-459-HAIR or AdvancedHair.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Summer should be a time of joy for children, but Wish kids often miss out due to their illness, creating a dark chapter during a time that should be filled with sunshine and memories. A wish from Make-A-Wish Colorado can change everything for these children, giving them the strength and hope they need to persevere in their fight against critical illness. My name is Carrie Fletcher. I'm part of the Alpine Bank family, member FDIC. Today, Alpine Bank hopes you'll decide to make a life-changing impact in the life of Colorado Wish Kids by supporting Make-A-Wish Colorado. There are currently more than 450 Colorado kids with critical illnesses who are waiting for a life-changing wish, and 110 more kids will be diagnosed this summer. You can help make their wishes come true. Visit wish.org/Colorado to help Make-A-Wish Colorado grant some memorable wishes this summer.
Most home sellers get one offer. It's somewhere between lowball and not good enough. Orchard changes that. With Orchard's new Orchard Offers, you don't just get one offer. You get multiple cash offers from serious investors all competing for your home. That's right. Make investors compete with Orchard's cash offer marketplace. Here's how it works. You work with an Orchard agent who submits your home to their exclusive network of hundreds of local cash buyers. They come to you with offers. You review them all and pick the best one on your terms. So you don't have to settle on one offer or worry about leaving money on the table. You see every offer side by side. That's how you know you're getting top dollar. Orchard Offers means no repairs, no showings, no drawn-out process. Before you accept any offer, see them all first. Get a free home valuation and see your offers today with Orchard Offers. Go to Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot. Sunday on the Fan. Baseball action continues as Cincinnati faces Chicago with first pitch at 5.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership since 1975.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents.
We're in this together. And if you're not good, then I'm not good. And if I'm not good, you're not good, then we're not going to be good.
Do you ever get someone that's just like, nah, I'm terrible right now?
Honestly, maybe once. Because you're right. I do like to say that. I'm going to say that all the time. Whether it's like to our boss, AB, I'm like, hey, you good? And one time I was in the locker room with the Indianapolis Colts, and I walk in there, and usually I'm the first one there. It was either me or Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan was always there early. And there was a guy sitting there at the locker. I'm not going to say his name.
Oh,
and he's just kind of sitting there.
We're talking big player here?
Big player.
Ooh.
And I'm like, man, you good? You know, I'm always energetic. You good, man? You okay? And he looks at me and says, nah, man, I'm not. And that was the first time I'm like, okay, like, usually people say yeah and they go on.
Yeah, it's kind of like how's your day going? You know, oh, good. How about you? You know, moving. Oh, terrible day. Hate my life. Can't do it.
But AP, this time I just sat there and I listened to him because that's all he needed. He needed
Such a
somebody
good guy,
to talk
Phil.
to. And it wasn't about football. It was about the personal life. And so, you know, that right there, it was like, okay, like, at least he was honest. So when I ask you, are you good? I want you to be honest. If you're not, then you're not good today. My thing is, if I'm not good, I'm like, hey, I'm here. I'm here, baby. That's when you know I ain't good.
I usually always just say, like, another day. You know, one foot in front of the other. That doesn't mean I'm not good. I'm just, you know, it's just a day. You know,
Just
it's
a
like
day.
not
Be
good,
where
not
you
bad,
feel.
right in the middle. You know, that's how I try to be. I'm here. You know, we're present. We're working.
What's your crutch word?
My crutch word? I don't know. Like my crutch word or like my crutch line? I don't really
if you
know.
wanna go.
Like I can't really think about it. I feel like I say fact of the matter a good amount. I don't know. My ADHD mind just kind of moves in a million directions, so I don't know if I have like one that I consistently go back to.
I'm yet to see like the ADHD of you. Just
That's
sporadic,
good.
like just.
That's good. Maybe I'm maturing. Maybe I'm,
There we
you
go.
know, my frontal lobe has developed, so maybe it's, you know, going away a little bit. But let me ask you this. Okay, so let's take the Broncos. Well, you include the Broncos, but let's try to take our bias out of the equation. When it comes to, you ever hear the term league pass teams for the NBA?
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, like this is a league pass team, right? Like I'm going to go watch these guys at a 9 p.m. West Coast game on a Wednesday night, right? Like just teams that you kind of go out of your way to watch.
All right,
who
all
are
right.
some of the NFL Sunday ticket teams? Like outside of the Broncos, of course, like who are some of the teams that you enjoy watching the most on a week-to-week basis?
Baltimore. Baltimore is a good one. The San Francisco 49ers. All right, Kyle Shanahan over there, he's always on point.
The
Very
fraudies.
creative, right? Very creative with it. Christian McCaffrey being from here, it's like always interesting to see what he's doing. I mean, Ben Johnson, the Chicago Bears and what they're doing are very creative. I love watching them and their scheme, and Caleb Williams when he's on, it's fun to watch. I know the Broncos country doesn't like that, but I mean, he's fun to watch.
Right.
What about you, man? Before we start this, who do you like? Who do
I
you
like
enjoy?
watching.
The
Let's
Chiefs.
see. I like no.
Oh, yeah.
The Chiefs are not nearly as fun to
The
watch.
Raiders?
They honestly were like take the Broncos out of it. Like when Mahomes on the rise, like there were some epic games with the Chiefs. That just as a pure sports fan, it was like, oh, you're intrigued, right? Like especially when they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. Like that was a fun game to watch. I love watching Cincinnati. I love watching Dallas. I think Dallas is always just like, what are you getting every single week with Dallas? Like when it comes to teams this year, though, I think the Giants. That's going to be a really interesting team with Harbaugh. I'm an Aaron Rodgers guy, which I know is kind of a controversial statement. Like, for my lifetime, right, and my generation of watching football, I'm pre-Elway, right? Like, I didn't get the chance to watch Elway and all those greats, right? Like, Aaron Rodgers is the most talented, awe-inspiring quarterback that I've seen.
Without a doubt.
Flick of the wrist, everything like that. I'm going to enjoy this swan song. I also loved Mike Tomlin. I cannot wait to watch him on NBC throughout the course of the season. But Dallas, the Giants, the Bills, Cincinnati, those are the teams that come to mind for me that I get excited to watch. Rams
Puka,
are really fun.
Matthew
I think the
Stafford,
Rams are the
come
best
on.
team. So I say that to say this. Where do you think the Broncos rank on this list? Ben Solak of ESPN put together a list of ranking all 32 teams' watchability and excitement level this coming season. Some of the teams that we've listed are above the Denver Broncos. The top 5 include the Chicago Bears, the Los Angeles Rams, the Detroit Lions, the Chargers, which I don't understand, and the New England Patriots, which I also don't understand, rounding out the fifth. I cannot stand. Like, I will hate watching New England. I can't.
But you have to understand New England. I mean, Drake May having a hell of a
I
year.
understand it. Like, I'm excited to see Vrabel get asked, this and that about his offseason.
There you go. That's interesting as well. Vrabel doing the things he did off.
Like, I'm not burnt out
to the
enough.
side.
Like, I'm still a little burnt out on New England from their glory days with Brady and Belichick, right? It's kind of like the Warriors. Like, when the Warriors are on TV on the NBA, I'm kind of like, nah. Like, I still remember Steph and Clay and Dre.
You gotta
and
love
Curry.
Steph Curry.
No,
dude.
I love it, but like, I'm just a little burnt out.
Okay.
I'm just a little burnt out. Like, same thing with the Patriots. Like, I know it's like a new era, but I'm like, really, like, we had to watch the Patriots consistently for like 25 years. Like, that's why I think Detroit's so fun. That's why I think Chicago's so fun. Because these are teams that are not in the mix really in the modern day until now.
I'm with you. I'm with you with all those teams. But the Denver Broncos, where are they at? In my eyes, they have to be at least in the top 10. I would go with 9. They're very exciting. All right, Bo Nix, all those game-winning touchdowns. All right, those game-winning drives. Like, that right there is excitement. The defense being top 5 and not number 5. Being one game away from the Super Bowl. Like, the drama around that. Sean Payton, he's a character. Like, you have to be a guy and a guy and a girl that if you watch football, you love football, you're tuning in, you're turning that channel when the Denver Broncos are playing because you want to see what they can do, the magic there. Where are they at, AP?
The Denver Broncos come in exactly at number 10 on this list.
So they're top 10.
Top 10, and they are number 10, which I think is fair, right? I think the Broncos are one of the more exciting teams to watch in the NFL. They're sandwiched in between the Minnesota Vikings at 9 and the Baltimore Ravens at 11. Look, I think Minnesota is going to be a fascinating team to watch this year. I think Kyler Murray is due for a resurgence of sorts. Obviously, it was a down year for them last year. I even heard some speculation that J.J. McCarthy might be in trouble of getting cut when this cut season comes around just because of how bad he's been. Like, we'll see. Minnesota will be fun. But, yes, Denver locally is always going to be our favorite team to watch, but nationally as well, Phil. They're going to be, get your popcorn ready type of team.
And think about this year. Davis Webb calling plays. Jalen Waddle, another one that's going to be very explosive. You got Bo Nix taking that jump in the right direction and what that looks like. J.K. coming back. I mean, the drama, like the continuity that's with the Denver Broncos. I mean, it's must-watch TV. And, of course, you got Sean Payton. Sean Payton. Anytime you have Sean Payton, you got to watch.
The 6771 says, for comedy purposes, the Jets are the best.
Oh, please.
The Jets. Oh, yeah. The Jets, Cleveland, Washington historically. I'm trying to think. Who are the worst teams to watch? Cleveland, the Jets. Jacksonville was for a long time. Honestly, the Raiders. But, like, the Raiders, if you're a Bronco fan, you can hate watch.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, the Jets, even the Giants. I can't
Yeah, the Giants, for a
Giants.
long time, the Giants have been bad. Oh, my God.
You
But
know,
this year, I think they'll be
Browns.
intrigued. Like, Jackson, Dart, and Scadaboo are going to be fun. Harbaugh's going to be fun. Malik Neighbors is back, too. They've got some upside this year. They've got Pittsburgh real quick on this list at 26. I don't agree with that.
Well, it's because you're an Aaron Rodgers fan. That's why.
That's exactly what it is, to be honest with you. But, like, Pittsburgh's,
get you.
but they're a competent franchise. Like, they're going to win
yes. Rich
8+ games. So, I don't know. It's an interesting list, but the Denver Broncos come in at number 10. All right, when we come back, it's time to talk more about the Denver Broncos, of course, as they get ready for their final preseason game. What positions do we have our eye on that could make or break in this final preseason game? And also a little conversation here on the Colorado Buffaloes, as we are exactly 1 week away from the start of their college football season. That's next.
Think you know the NFL better than everyone else? Prove it. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's NFL Survivor Challenge is here for the 2026 season. Each week, pick one NFL team you think will win their game. If your team wins, you survive to the next round. If they lose, you're out. The catch? You can only use each team once all season long, so choose wisely. It's free to enter, and the last fan standing will win $2,500. Head to DenverSports.com/survivor to join today. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey everybody, Cecil Lamb here from my friends Soda Diet and Nutrition.com. And right now you can call 866-800-SODA because they've extended their 4-week offer through the end of August. That's right, 4 weeks free. Call 866-800-SODA. Mention the fan, 866-800-SODA. Tell them the fan sent you. Tell them Cecil Lammy sent you to get those glorious 4 weeks free. And imagine 4 weeks from now, you could be looking better, feeling better, ready to go in the fall here at the end of August. So love it. Love Soda Diet Nutrition.com. Why don't you go to the website there as well, because Soda has over 10,000 positive Google reviews. I'm one of them, by the way, because 5 years ago I lost 60 pounds. 60 pounds gone with Soda Diet Nutrition.com. Why? I had a degreed nutritionist set up a dynamic diet for me, custom fit for my lifestyle, my schedule, my food preferences, all there for me, and I was able to lose the weight in a good amount of time. 5 years ago, lost 60 pounds, never going back, because SOTA is, say it with me, state of the art.
In honor of the new Denver Broncos Blitz Scratch game from the Colorado Lottery, I've brought in a real deal quarterback to tell you all about this latest game. All yours, bud.
Blue 52, orange 80, scratch back twist 100K, big hat, strong stash, on 2.
Well, I think what he said was that the top prize is $100,000 and something about how great I look. Thanks for noticing, champ.
New Denver Broncos Blitz Scratch.
Must be 18 to play.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you in RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
Hey, Rob Biandino here at BeatTheDA.com.
Yeah, I've handled about 7,000 cases, over 300 trials. Man, I see so many bad stops on these DUIs. Unlawful arrest, the police putting body cams off, the evidence is sketchy. We got to go get the evidence. We go find those cameras, the stores, the ATMs, the banks. We got the experts to challenge their breath test, their blood test. My office has over 100 years experience at this stuff. Hit me up at beattheda.com or 720-706-5151.
Everyday expenses keep climbing, and high credit card interest isn't making life any easier. If you're a homeowner, your home equity is your best financial tool. American Financing can help you consolidate high-interest credit card debt so you have some breathing room. Timing matters now more than ever. With a strong chance of an interest rate hike this September, waiting could cost you thousands. And with rates in the fives, there's no better time to find out how much you could save. Ditch those 20% interest rates. By consolidating, you can slash your monthly obligations. In fact, American Financing borrowers save an average of $800 a month. Imagine what that kind of cash flow could do for your family. There are zero upfront fees, and you may even delay up to 2 mortgage payments. Lock in your lower rate before September. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Hi, I'm Donnie, owner of Fitness Gallery, where we believe there's nothing more important than your health. We can't stop time, but we can make your day more efficient. And we can help you get fit and stay fit.
Hey, Broncos country, I'm Terrell Davis. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. Work out on your schedule from the privacy of your own home.
At Fitness Gallery, we have the nation's lowest prices on the highest quality products that stand the test of time.
Imagine this: no more wasting time in traffic, no more crowded gyms. And here's the touchdown play: get your family involved. Your health is your ultimate MVP, and I know staying fit is not always easy. Whether it's Rod, Carl, or myself, we shop at Fitness Gallery, and you should too. With the right equipment at home, you can train like a pro whenever it suits you. You never regret buying quality. Fitness Gallery sells commercial-grade equipment for the home. It's simply the best.
Invest in your health and happiness with Fitness Gallery. Visit one of our 7 store locations for a free home gym layout and design today.
Summer in Colorado means more water use. Call Benjamin Franklin for water heaters, drains, water quality, and more. Available 24/7 with a satisfaction guarantee. Book at BenjaminFranklinDenver.com.
Catch Telestrator Tuesday weekly on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, where Stink or Stoke dive into the past weekend's games with a coach's eye, using insights into what went right and wrong on critical plays. Telestrator Tuesdays, powered by Colorado Credit Union. Love where you live, love where you bank.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Oh, you tripped me up. I thought this was Learning to Fly by Tom Petty. Just for a minute there. Dante just puts the playlist on shuffle.
That's Dante for you.
Real creative back
Sits
there.
back there, lazy,
Real creative.
just eats. Every now and then, he'll put his 2 cents
Well, he's
in,
getting
something.
ready. I mean, this is just the appetizer for his show from 6 to 7. It is Denver Sports Tonight with Dante Gomez. I mean, that's what he's here for. You know, he does a great job.
Hey,
he takes our takes. He, maneuvers them a little bit. And he's like, okay, my time to shine. I got my 60 minutes. Let's go.
But don't you do the show with him sometimes?
Yeah, I do. Just Dante.
Just Dante every now and again. Thursday, 6 to 7. Although I am a little bummed I'm not with you tonight. We've been having some good conversations lately. I should have tortured him with the Bobby Wagner conversation. I've heard him talking about it 4 days in a row this week. So
you like it?
We should have done an hour of Bobby Wagner tonight?
I do like the move, but yes,
right.
Anilo is right. Well, I do the show with somebody else every night,
Right.
so usually they get to decide what we end up talking about. I don't really have a say if
I
it's
thought it's
something
your
that we
show.
talked about previously.
Why don't you lay it down? You're the consistent figure.
I'm easy to work with. I don't need to
okay.
cause any problems.
Good teammate, Dante Gomez.
He's flexible.
I'm just giving him flack. No, Dante does an excellent job. But you know what? You were telling me, speaking of flack, are you getting some pushback from some of your Buff faithful right now for some takes you've had?
They I don't even think it was a take, to be honest with you. Yesterday, ZB and I read an article, and you remember the article was from
With
guy
Juju Lewis?
Yeah, out of Georgia Tech.
Yep.
It was a writer from Georgia Tech that was explaining how pretty much Juju was contemplating on leaving the Buffs and going to Georgia Tech to be the quarterback there because Haynes King, he's gone. He's with the Carolina Panthers. And we just read that article or that little piece, and now I got a bunch of Buff fans or Prime fans that are upset with ZB and I.
Here's the excerpt from the story. According to Kelly Quinlan of Jackets Online, multiple sources confirmed these back-channel inquiries about Juju Lewis and Georgia Tech. Quote, a few people around Lewis were interested in him replacing Haynes King as the Jackets quarterback, end quote, Quinlan wrote, according to Yahoo Sports. Lewis never entered the transfer portal and stayed with Deion Sanders at Colorado. Instead, Georgia Tech proceeded to sign Fernando Mendoza's brother. But yeah, I mean, this is it. It's a surprising twist that we've kind of found out here about a week before Colorado is ready to take on Georgia Tech, that the idea that Julian Lewis and Georgia Tech and Julian Lewis's people, I should be specific, they were maybe kicking the tires on a return to Atlanta for him. So
that doesn't sound crazy. Everybody was jumping ship at the beginning of
let
all
me
this.
say this. Let me say this. Like, and I know you and Zach went really hard, and it was like Juju Lewis considering leaving Colorado for Georgia Tech, which is absolutely true. I kind of think it's a nothing burger, though, to be honest with you, Phil. Because you know what? If I'm Juju Lewis and I'm playing in the modern era of college football, I'm doing the exact same thing.
Well, what are you doing?
It is a year-to-year
what are you
basis.
doing, though?
If a program wants to come offer me a bag, or if a program is interested in bringing me in and it's a better fit potentially, I'm exploring all options.
But here's the thing. I don't think the program was going and asking him. I think that his party was asking
You think
Georgia
it was the
Tech.
other way around?
Of course. So Juju didn't have enough time on the football field for a program to say, you know what, let's take you and you be the starting quarterback. Like, he didn't have enough
I
film out
think that's
there.
interesting. And look, here's a couple of breadcrumbs that I've picked up. And
Okay.
again, like this is part of it's, I'll call this informed speculation. One thing that I've been told about how some of this works right now in the modern landscape of college football is these players, like especially with the NIL money, it's essentially a contract in a certain type of way. And I think at times some of these contracts can be backloaded. So there's a chance, let's just make up a number here, right? This is pure hypothetical. Let's say Juju Lewis is getting paid $2 million, right? By the Colorado, like let's just say it's total over 2 years. Maybe he's getting $500,000 up front, he's getting $1.5 million to play in year 2. I think there's incentive to keep the player in the program long term.
There's a contract every single year.
Correct. So that way, or even a multi-year deal, so that way they're not just hopping from program to program to program. So just take that for what it's worth. But also, like, whether it was Juju reaching out to Georgia Tech or Georgia Tech reaching out to Juju, and I'm sure there was other programs that reached out to different players through back channels, of course. And Juju obviously never entered into the transfer portal. That is not surprising to me. And I understand that it is a story in particular because they're playing against Georgia Tech here in a week. But, like, that is almost my expectation when it comes to top flight talent in college football. Is it's the term
Is Juju,
commitment?
is he a top flight talent right now? Do you believe after watching him?
He's a top flight prospect.
So we're still going on a prospect.
Yeah, I don't
somebody's
think
going to go out there and give you more money. Juju was getting paid
When
$1
you-
million to play here.
When you have
for
the
Colorado.
5-star label slapped on you going back to, the season prior to last, you're still going to get a lot of inquiries, right? And I'm not sure what Juju is. I mean, we've seen a lot of these 5-star quarterbacks flame out. Like, I think you could put only so much stock into the overall ranking as well. But it's one of those situations where I see this story come up and I'm like, nah, I'm not really surprised. Like, it's obviously a story. I'm not trying to downplay that. But this is the nature of the beast of college sports. You don't think Jordan Seaton was getting, on the telephone after his first year here at Colorado?
Well, look, Seaton took the bag over there at LSU. He jumped ship, just like a couple other really good Buffs decided to leave.
Right.
Like, of course, like you can. You're chasing after the money. Like, so you're hoping
Would
that
you
these
not?
young
And I know
players
you're
do.
different because you're a hometown kid.
Yeah.
But, like, if you're coming off your best, what was your best season in college? What year would you say?
Probably 16.
Okay, so
Obviously, I was 13
16,
or
the
14
rise
yards.
year, right? 16, the
Yep.
rise year. Are you not, if a team calls you and is offering you money, if you're playing in this modern day NIL landscape, are you not thinking about it?
I mean, of course, I'm going to think about it.
Right?
You have to think about it, especially if they're going to throw some money your way. You would hope that Colorado would say, hey, look, we're going to take care of you, and maybe I'll take a hometown discount because I want to stay home, but I want a little bit of money on the side. I wish I was there during this time.
Oh, man, wouldn't that be nice?
Man,
Yeah.
Couple $1 million cash.
Well, let's kind of spin it forward here. Again, a week away now from the opening game against Georgia Tech. I'm curious, Phil, your definition of success.
Yeah.
For the Colorado Buffaloes, because I know there's a lot of people that want to equate success to amount of wins because of what Deion Sanders is being paid. But when you're off the heels of a 3-9 season, I think success looks a little bit differently for everybody.
Yeah. So it's for me, and ZB and I have talked about this, discussed it, like the ceiling, the floor. The floor for Colorado could be 3 games again, where you're sitting there, you're losing all your games, you win 3, and now we're kind of in the same spot we are right now. The ceiling for the Buffs, I say 8. Success this year, okay, after only winning 3 games last year, I'm going to say 6. Now, somebody out there may be saying, well, man, that's a little light. 6. You're bowl eligible. You're going in the right direction. You have an opportunity to get better. You can talk, and I can talk, and we as a collective group can talk ourselves into how does the next year look like with Juju Lewis and Coach Prime, right? That's what I'm looking for. Success to me this year is winning 6 games, being relevant for the other ones and competing, and maybe you lose by a field goal or they win at the end of the game and you could have won that game. I can live with that. I can't live with another year. Well, I'll still live, but I'm not going to be happy if the Buffs win 3 games. It's just not. It's unacceptable.
No, I mean,
and I don't think that's going to happen. I believe that Brendan Marion, the offensive coordinator, he's going to do a fabulous job here running that offense, that go-go offense that is. All right, Juju Lewis, as time goes on, he'll grow into his role. They're going to run the ball a lot more than they did last year, and Coach Prime's going to do a better job of coaching, but also letting his coaches coach. You're only as good as the coaches around you, AP. Remember that. And so with that being said, 6 games this year would be a success. 7, 8, great. But you got to get to 6. What about you, man?
Well, their schedule's not easy, right? They'll open up a week from tonight against Georgia Tech on the road, home against Weber State. That's probably the one game you feel, almost certain that they will win. That's their first home game of the year at 1:30 p.m. at Folsom. On the road against Northwestern, I think they could win that. On the road against Baylor, home against Texas Tech. That's gonna be a toughie. Utah at home as well. Oklahoma State on the road, new coach, but they should be much improved.
Yeah.
Kansas State at home, that's a game I think CU could win. Arizona State, going to be a tough matchup, obviously. Houston, Cincinnati, UCF.
They should be able to beat Cincinnati.
Yeah.
They should be able to beat UCF, Weber State.
So
I have them upsetting Georgia Tech. I think that that's right there for the taking. It's the first game of the year. We don't know much about Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech doesn't know much about Colorado because there's 50 different faces this year.
Yeah.
So
here's where I'm at. The win total for CU's 4.5. I'm slightly over. I think the Buffs are going to win 5 games, and I think that's actually not the worst thing. You sound like ZB, man. I think 5 is the number. I think 6 is the ceiling. I think anything more than 6. Give me the 6 wins. Give me the 6 wins.
But that's the ceiling. Like here we go with floors and ceilings. Like what if everything goes right?
I think their floor is probably 3 or potentially worse again.
Okay, all right. So, but the ceiling, everything goes right. You hit those green lights. Juju looks really good.
In an absolutely positively perfect world, probably 7. But I don't think we're getting there. I think the realistic ceiling for this Buffs team is 6. But I think 5 is the number.
Okay.
Because you're talking like I agree with you. I think Georgia Tech is a game that CU could steal to open up the season. Weber State, they should win. I mean, if they go 2-0, the key here to getting to 5 or 6 wins, you've got to split your first 4, right? You got to get 2 wins. It doesn't matter if it comes against Georgia Tech, Weber State, Northwestern, or Baylor. You split those 2 games, you're going to be in good shape, right?
Are all, how many did you list? 4? Are all 4 of those games winnable?
Yeah, I would say they're winnable. Some more than others, but yeah, I'd say they're winnable. But again, it's like what version of the Buffs we're going to get. We had Leo Rivera, who covers the Buffs over at ScoBuff Sports and Buff Stampede as well. He's a student on the campus and a guy that I was sitting next to in the press box. Like, guy knows his stuff. I know he's is a student and all that kind of stuff, but that doesn't discount his knowledge.
He's there every day.
He's there every single day, right? So you can kind of get a read. And there's a feeling, and again, these are people that cover the team, that there's maybe more talent spread out across the board with this Buffs team this year. Are they going to be like last year? Like it's hard for them to be any worse than they were last year, right? Like Caden Salter was essentially unplayable.
Yeah, he was bad.
Ryan Staub was not good. Juju Lewis was thrown in, to a dogfight. They had no defense. They had no linebackers, right? And here's the other thing. If we're talking 5, 6 wins, bowl game eligibility, the reason as to why you should be optimistic about the CU Buffs is not because of Coach Prime, is not because of their defense. It's the biggest move they made all offseason, which is bringing in Brendan Marion.
I agree
and
with
the
you on that.
installation of this go-go offense.
I agree with you on that. I love me some Brendan Marion. I love what he's going to bring to the table. I love his feistiness, the fight that he has in. He has that dog mentality, which now, trickles down the line of his players. Now his players are going to have that mentality. I think they're going to be much improved when it comes to the offensive line. They've been talking about it. Dion has talked about how he believes a couple of his offensive linemen are going to be Big 12 All-Americans. Hopefully that is the case. I believe that they're going to do a better job of running the ball, staying ahead of the chains. They must. With Juju, we're fixing to find out. All right, he's still young. Like, what does he look like in this new offense, the go-go offense? And can he make some big-time throws when they're asking him to? Play action. Can he be accurate with the football? Can he stay in the pocket? These are all things we're getting ready to find out for ourselves. But if that happens and that goes well, then they can win 6 or 7 games, maybe even 8. But they must get to that 6-game win on the schedule so they can go bowling. I want to go to a bowl game, not the Alamo Bowl, but I want to go to a bowl game.
Yeah, look, I am fascinated to see what the go-go offense looks like, and I'm not one of those guys that think Dion, I know there's been a lot of flack, Stokes been ripping Dion, and it's worth ripping Dion considering what last year was. I can't deny that or anything.
Performance-based business. You got to win games. Got to win games.
But I also am willing to say I think the health stuff played a significant factor.
I agree with you, AP. I'm not going to have any pushback. I mean, Dion was dealing with a bunch of health issues fighting cancer.
Yeah.
All right, the man looks a lot better right now, spry, springy, ready to go. That matters. He's the head coach. He's the leader. He needs to be there. And I think this is why the bus will take the next jump and win at least 6 games.
Yeah, Caden Salter was, highway robbery. I mean, Dion, I believe it was Dion himself, or I know there was a sentiment around the program last year that there was a lot of bag chasers, right?
Well, but that's on, but also that's on Dion for keeping Shermer.
Correct.
You got to get rid of Shermer.
Gosh.
You should have been got rid of him.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Caden Salter, letting him be the quarterback.
It feels like the slate is as clean as it's been in a long time. You're now 1 full year removed from the circus act that was Travis and Shedeur, and boy, oh boy, was that some of the coolest times that I've had the opportunity to experience. I mean, in my time being in Colorado, is your season with the Rise in 2016 and that 2-year kind of fiesta with Travis Hunter, Shedeur, Shiloh, Jordan Seaton, and everything that kind of came with that. That was awesome. But now we're 1 year removed from that, 1 full season of a clean break. Maybe we look at this year as an opportunity for Deion Sanders to reset the program. Healthy, get Juju Lewis in the mix. You got Zach Wilson's brother. You got Danny Scudero on the outside. You've got some running backs. Bring in 3 transfer linebackers. We'll see if this season can be a true breath of fresh air for the Colorado Buffaloes. We'll see. Phil says 6. I say 5 when it comes to our season predictions, and also what the definition of success is for this Colorado Buffaloes team. Let us know your thoughts on the RamosLaw.com text line. All right, this is KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver, and KARS-FM Laramie.
The 5 o'clock whistle, powered by Smart Local Union 9 sheet metal workers. Smart Local 9, where pride meets your future.
All right, Anilo Bureau in for Zach By alongside Phillip Lindsay, and this is The Drive. Woo! All right, good conversation there. Powered by Regen RX here on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Love that. And we're hanging out here, Phil. We're chopping it up, talking a little Buffs, talking a little Broncos, and away we go.
Yeah, man, this is what it's all about, AP. I'm glad that you didn't run away from some of the smoke that we had last time.
Oh, my gosh. You want to do that? Can we do a Jokic staying or leaving segment? Is that what you want to get to?
What I'm trying to do is I'm glad that you're here, that you're not running away, that we can have great conversations. All right, that's what I'm trying to get at, AP. I like you, man.
No, I don't. It's always fun. I always enjoy chopping it up with the great Phillip Lindsay. And, when the Nuggets come back and Jokic signs that extension next summer. Can I say just one thing? Just one thing real quick on the Jokic. You had Matt Moore on the show, I want to say it was last week, right? And Matt's
got cut off with the technical difficulties with the online. Great job.
Good buddy of mine. I've known Matt for a decade plus. Just the one thing I'll say on the Jokic before we get to the Broncos, the Nuggets are making it easy for him to walk away. I don't think he's going to walk away. I think Jokic is signing that contract extension, but
You sound like you're kind of up in the air now.
No, not that I'm up in the air. But are they doing anything to help their case?
No, they're not.
It's ridiculous.
They haven't from the
it's
start.
truly
from the jump.
ridiculous.
When they hired David Adelman, they weren't helping their case, and now they brought in a babysitter for David Adelman. They got a bunch of guys that aren't even in the NBA that are on the roster now. They're not helping their case to keep this big man here.
So I just wanted to bring that up real quick because I still think Jokic is signing. I want to make that clear. That is our Roman Empire battle that you and I will continue to go back and forth on until one thing happens one way or the other with Nikola Jokic. But I will say, not that I'm coming around to your side. I'm not.
Empire's falling.
I'm
right
not.
now.
No.
The horse. You guys let the horse in.
No,
and we're coming out after you guys.
Did you see The Odyssey? Great movie.
No, actually, I'm waiting to see that. Like,
you're gonna be bougie on the 70mm IMAX. You're gonna be one of them.
I'm waiting for it to hit my TV.
Oh, okay. You're
know?
gonna wait for it to come out
Living
at home. You don't want it. You're too big for the movie theater.
I'll just wait. I don't have to wait that long. I got some connections. I'm gonna be watching the movie here soon.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. All right. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens with Nikola Jokic. Real quick, guys. Think you know the NFL better than anyone? Well, now's your chance to prove it. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fans NFL Survivor Challenge is here for the 2026 season. Each week, pick one NFL team you think will win their game. If your team wins, you survive to the next round. If they lose, you're out. The catch, you can only use each team once all season long. So choose wisely. It's free to enter, and the last fan standing will win, get this, $2,500. Head to denversports.com/survivor to join today. All right, football season is upon us. As we mentioned, the CU Buffs starting a week from today. The Denver Broncos preseason will come to its conclusion tomorrow night. I will be in attendance covering the game for us. DenverSports.com, DenverSports Social. Make sure to check out the site and follow us on social media as well. Phil, obviously there's a lot of intrigue for some different positions across the roster, right? I think the three that come to mind for me are tight end, linebacker, quarterback. Right,
Okay.
like those are the three that I've got my eye on more than anything when it comes to this final preseason game. Obviously, running back will be interesting. Wide receiver maybe a little bit too, but the three for me are tight end, quarter, and linebacker.
Not corner.
Quarter, same
Not
thing.
corner. I mean, Riley Moss, he's dealing with a little.
No, I said this to Dante
rib
last week on
soreness.
DST, even before the rib thing, which was obviously before the case when we did the show last Thursday. I don't need to see any more from Riley Moss. I'm good.
No, it's not about Riley. It's about the depth behind PS2 and Riley, right? Like, you got Chris Abrams-Drain, you got Jade Barron. After that, who do you have? If something happens to one of these guys, like, I'm asking you, shouldn't we have that conversation too with the cornerback, or are you just that confident that these guys are going to stay healthy that you don't have to worry about it? Because I'm with you. Quarterback, tight end, linebacker, definitely we're going to talk about that. But I also think we need to go ahead and put in the cornerback position as well. Because if something happens to one of them, are you confident with Jade Barron on the outside? Because that's where he's playing. Chris Abrams-Drain has done a hell of a job during camp, and he's doing a great job in preseason as well. I like me some Chris Abrams-Drain. But after that, it's a question mark in the Super Bowl window.
I'm not even sure if cornerback is in my top 5 of positions of concern for me with the Broncos. If injury were to strike, right? Obviously, and I'm actually, now that I think about it, I'm not sure tight end's in there either, because I think the Broncos might be able to get away with subpar tight end play again.
Crazy.
They haven't. When was the last time they had a strong tight end?
Not for
Julius Thomas. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
No,
before
you're
your
right.
time, even.
You're right.
Like
You're right. But you know what? For a lot of these teams that are having success, you have a tight end.
even in
great
their
tight end
Super
play.
Bowl year, that was post Julius Thomas. It's interesting to me because I just think if there's a DEFCON button, right? And I forget if it's 1 or 5 is the most drastic level. It always confuses me. God forbid Justin Sternad or Alex Singleton goes down. And because the linebacker position in particular is the backbone of the defense, right? Surtain's going to lock down one side of the field. I feel confident about Riley on the other side. Hufanga if he stays healthy, Brandon Jones if he's healthy, they're going to be good. You lose a Nick Benito for a week or two or a Jonathan Cooper for a week or two, I feel okay with this Broncos defensive line. But if you lose one of Sternad or Singleton, or God forbid both of them for any stretch of time,
Man, knock on your head. Knock on that wood. Come on now.
you hear that? I'm knocking on the wood right now here on the desk. That would be disastrous. And you know what I would point to is, why didn't you address that position room properly in the offseason?
Because you're letting these young guys like Red Murdoch, Torian York, who's an undrafted free agent but has done some
Not
good
good enough
stuff.
in a championship window, though, Phil.
Look, AP, I'm agreeing with you. Don't jump across the table and hit me, because I've been screaming that exact same
I'm not gonna
thing.
hit you, bro.
You might try. I've been screaming that exact same thing of hey, if something does happen to Alex Singleton, if something does happen to Justin Sternad, do you feel confident about this defense? Because you must have linebackers that are flowing, and getting downhill, taking on these blocks, taking on these offensive linemen and shedding those blocks and getting these tackles, or being able to guard a slot, a tight end, and a running back. You got to have those type of linebackers and somebody that can relay a message and wear that green dot so that you're the quarterback. And if they don't have Alex Singleton or Justin Sternad, you're banking on some young guys or some undrafted free agents to do that job, and it's a very hard position to do. It's like a tight end position when it comes to, like, being good at that position. It takes time. And this is why, AP, I do believe that after preseason is done, no matter how good Red Murdoch does in this last preseason game, he's still going to make the roster.
Oh, yeah.
But you're not trusting him to go in there.
But you might have to. That's the point.
No, they're going to go and get a bet. That's off the couch. Bobby Wagner. I truly believe that Bobby Wagner.
Yesterday.
No, I think for Bobby, it's going to come down to both sides agreeing. Bobby probably wants to wait around just a tad bit longer because maybe he wants to be a starter. So maybe he's looking to say, okay, like in the NFL, does somebody get hurt in this preseason? Do I want to actually be on a team at the beginning of all this, or do I want to wait for Alex Singleton or Justin Sternad to miss some time, and then I'm plugged in there? Now, I think that he needs to get there before something happens. I would love for him to be a depth piece if he's willing to do that, and he's a guy that has all the pelts on the wall. A guy that you can plug in, very smart, knows the system, will know the system, and be able to be that captain, that leader that you need him to be. I want him to be a part of this and still help develop someone like Red Murdoch. But I'm with you, man. I'm a little scared if something happens to Alex Singleton and Justin Sternad that you don't have enough depth in the right type of linebackers, the right type of guys to keep this train going. Why are you looking at me like that?
No, because I think you make a lot of sound points, but like you're talking about like Bobby Wagner wants to be a starter, waiting and all that kind of stuff. Like, what better opportunity could Bobby Wagner possibly have to play with, though? Like, even if he's not a starter, right? Like coming into Denver, mile high, end of your career, chasing another ring, right? The opportunity to be a plug and play player in some capacity, like. We all we know what Alex Singleton is. We know what Justin Sternad is as well. But like, who's to say like if Wagner's just more effective, he doesn't maybe get some more starting opportunities, injury aside, right? And the ability to come in here and play for a top 5 team in the NFL and a top 3 defense in the NFL, like what more attractiveness are you potentially looking for in a landing spot, right? Like to me, Bobby Wagner, like forget the Von Miller stuff, and I understand he signed in Dallas. Like Bobby Wagner is probably the one name we should always have been talking about from the beginning of these conversations. It's a position of need. Von Miller did not play a position of need.
Well, we might need somebody like Von. We don't know what's going to go down.
Cam Jordan does not play a position of need.
We don't know what's going down with Cooper just yet.
But you have guys behind it. Like, I'm telling you, man, if they're linebacker, like, God forbid something happens to Singleton or Sternad, it is going to get ugly real quick.
Well, not necessarily.
Real quick. You're going to miss Dre Greenlaw.
Because Bobby Wagner is going to be sitting on the bench. He's not signing with anybody right now.
If he comes, what if Bobby Wagner goes elsewhere?
Well, he's not.
Bobby Wagner's not a guarantee.
He is going to wait until something opens up. As a vet, and for him, he's going to be a sure like Hall of Famer. So he's looking for a perfect spot. Denver Broncos would be a perfect spot, but maybe he does want to start. And he's like, man, I'll just wait it out. I'll wait a couple games, 3-4 games. If something happens to the linebacker position, then I'll jump into action. Maybe something happens for Bobby Wagner with the Seattle Seahawks. Like, who knows? And I think as a vet, that's what you do is you wait. You don't have to rush into this anymore. You're not looking to play a full 17 games. You're looking for that ring. So you're waiting for the best opportunity on a team that can definitely go out there and do it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll definitely be keeping an eye, though, in this final preseason game on the Red Murdochs of the world and the rest of the linebacker players, Kieran Reed, among some others, and what this kind of looks like for Denver. What other positions are you looking for? Like, we could talk about tight end as maybe a position of need, but I don't know if there's anything I can see. Like, I think I know who Adam Troutman is. I think I know who Evan Ingram is. Obviously, there's some upside there. Lucas Kroll among some others. Like, I don't think I'm going to learn much of the tight end position, though, in the final preseason game. I think for Justin Jolie, it's just about simply getting reps and refining your craft.
Yeah, I mean, but let's stay on the tight end position because there's a bunch of bodies there. You still need the tight end position to come alive, to help the pass game, to help the run game out. Adam Troutman's going to make this team because he's solid. He's consistent. Now, I've heard in the building for the last couple years, they have tried to replace Adam Troutman, and they just can't find somebody they can trust. All right, Evan Ingram, they're looking for him to take another jump. I'm not going to say a big-time jump, but like, hey, Be a guy that can be in the run game and help block in the run game. Be a guy that can get a little bit of separation on third downs and we can move the ball that way. Be a guy that's available that can be another option for Bo Nix. I'm hoping that that's exactly what Evan Ingram can do for the Broncos this year. Have a little bit more excitement towards Evan Ingram, being more explosive. Davis Webb, who says he's going to get him more involved. Like I'm yet to truly see it yet. Sometimes in practice it happens. A lot of times it doesn't. So we still have to stick on the tight ends because I do believe if the Denver Broncos want to beat this tough schedule and want to come out the first 6 games at least 3-3, the tight end position is going to be important. One, in the run game so that J.K. can break off some large runs. Jonah Coleman can break off some large runs, but also just being that weapon right there for a defense to have to watch out for. So that when you go out there on 3rd and 3, it's like, okay, Evan Ingram's in there. We know that he can be in there to block, but also we know that he can hurt us in the pass game just enough. And now all of a sudden you look up and you're one-on-one with Courtland Sutton, you're one-on-one with Jalen Waddle for explosive plays, AP. That's it.
Yeah, no, it'd be a massive addition just because you haven't had that. And it's also, in a way, what makes the Jahdae Barron draft decision that much more perplexing, because imagine if you have like a Colston Loveland type on this team, right? Or a Tyler Warren, right? Because I think Loveland went before the Broncos had the opportunity to pick. But like, imagine you go out there and get one of those, young up-and-coming tight ends, right? Because like Jahdae Barron, just for lack of a better phrase, like it feels like a square peg in a round hole right now. And maybe Jahdae Barron develops into this really, really good cornerback, and we're all eating crow and all that kind of stuff. But right now, for a championship window, it just looks like a misfired pick. Right, and so that's a separate conversation. But when we're talking about the tight end room leaving things to be desired on the table, like it's just like, where are you going to find that? Like maybe you thought you had that in Evan Ingram, and maybe you do have that in Evan Ingram. You've talked about earlier in the show how he's put on handful of pounds, look a little bit bigger, a little beefier, all that kind of stuff. Maybe that does translate to more impactful play for EE, but at the end of the day, I'm not holding my breath for it, Phil. I kind of have to see it to believe it.
I'm with you on that. Like. For Evan Ingram, like he has to go out there and prove, and it's crazy that we're saying that in year 10, but he has to go out there and prove that he can be a better version of himself consistently, and it has to happen this year, and it hasn't. And like we said, in camp, a couple times it has, but not consistent enough. So why am I going to sit here and say everything's going to just be okay? It's not. But you're hoping that can be a part of their game, that the Broncos, because that's exactly what they want to do. Mm-hmm. They want to run the outside zone. They want to get downhill with some of the power and have pullers in front of J.K. and Jonah Coleman, but they want to also get the play-action game going. That only works if you have a tight end that can get separation, because now if you have a tight end that can get the separation, then it opens up everybody else. So Evan Ingram has to be a better version of himself for that to happen, and it needs to be Davis Webb getting him going early, AP.
Here's a funny text from the 3125. If we got Tyler Warren or Colston Loveland, we wouldn't know what to do with them.
Damn.
That's fair, though. I mean, maybe they don't know what to do with a tight end of that caliber. Like they've just been anemic to developing these tight ends in the right way. So, yeah, we'll see what happens throughout the course of the regular season, of course, with the tight end. But back to the preseason here for just a moment. I think all eyes will naturally be on the backup quarterback battle, right, between Sam Ehlinger, if they even want to call it a battle.
Yeah,
right, Sam Ehlinger and Jarrett Stidham.
Did you think that this was a true battle? I'm like, we have a little bit more time. Okay, so you were never under the impression that this was a true battle from the start.
Even before it started, I was just always of the assumption. Well, one, I don't really believe in Sam Ehlinger all that much.
Okay.
I don't really believe in Jarrett Stidham that much either, but I just think it was always Jarrett Stidham's job to lose.
Yeah, which makes sense. I mean, steady for the city. Like, there's a reason why Sean Payton gave him $10 million. Like, he believed him. There's a reason why Sean Payton, after Bo Nix went down, said, hey, watch out, right? Like, he trusted and had a little bit of faith in Stidham, and he still does. With Ehlinger, there's not a lot out there. There's not a lot of information where it's like, yeah, man, like I can truly trust Ehlinger to go out there if he has to for a couple games and win the game for us. And I believe that not just the coaching staff, AP, but the players know that. You're in the locker room every day.
The confusing part about this situation, though, is ultimately why Sam decided to come back, right? Because it felt like there was some level of assurance that, hey, you're going to have a fair shake this upcoming offseason, which, of course, we find ourselves in now, to go out there and compete. And Parker Gabriel, the Denver Post, I believe, put out the tweet. I saw it earlier, and I talked about it on Shapiro and Piro, that the expectation is that Jared Stidham will start this game for the Denver Broncos, but probably Sam Ehlinger will get a lion's share of the snaps.
Get some film out there.
But the fact that Jared Stidham is starting the game, it's the principle to me, Phil. Like, at this point, and look, let's hope that neither one of Sam Ehlinger or Jared Stidham has to play in the regular season. But it just always seems like from the jump, it's been Jared Stidham's job to lose. And frankly, I don't even know, what would it take for Sam Ehlinger to open up the conversation of being quarterback two? Like, is there
if he
anything?
can spin on his head and do the mashed potato, if he could do that, there's not a conversation that's going to be open with that. He does not have enough film out there for somebody to say, hey, let's trust him as a backup. And that's why he's going to stick with the Denver Broncos. He's comfortable. Sean likes him. Sean may put him on the 53-man roster. If not, he'll be a practice squad player that's elevated to get his game checks. He gets to grow. He gets to have this relationship with Bo Nix in Stidham for this last year. And maybe, just maybe, after Stidham leaves, after this year is done, he'll build more equity, build more trust with the organization, with the team, that to be a backup. But you tell me, there's 31 teams out there. Like, do you think 31 other teams think that Sam Ehlinger is a good backup?
No, but I think he'd find a home somewhere. But, like, that's the other thing is, like, how good of a backup do we know he could or could not be, right? Like, this is a guy, though, that had an opportunity to that point, Phil, to go play meaningful games down the stretch for the Indianapolis Colts. Now, I understand Indianapolis found themselves in a dire and desperate situation.
Do you truly tell me this? Do you think that really happened? Do you think the Colts called and say, hey, let's...
Familiar with the system, coaching staff? Yes, I do believe that.
So then why would you not take that then, AP?
And that's what I'm trying to find out. Is Sam Ehlinger, trying to go down this Alex Moran, Blue Mountain State, I'm content with being a backup quarterback for the rest of my career route? I don't know. Because if you're a natural competitor, don't you think you'd want to go play in Indianapolis?
Yes, if it's truly out there.
It's bizarre.
It's not out there. It wasn't out there. It wasn't out there. You mean to tell me you have an opportunity to go out there, to go to your old team that drafted you, you're familiar with, that you've played football games for, to put yourself back out there and play in some games, and you're not going to do that? You can always come back with the Denver Broncos if it doesn't work out, since Sean likes you so much. It was never put out there for him to be a starter or get that opportunity, or he would have taken it. I truly believe that.
It's not true. Here it is, Denver Post. Broncos practice squad quarterback Sam Ehlinger turns down offer to return to the Colts. There was an opportunity for sure. And that's where it's like, that's what I'm not understanding. Like, what assurance or guarantee or promise could have been made to Sam Ehlinger for him to turn that down? Or is he just content? And here's the thing. I don't think Sam Ehlinger is necessarily better than Jared Stidham, but I can also sit here and say he hasn't had a fair shake.
What are you talking about? You were at camp. You saw that. Like,
camp is different than game reps. That's my point.
He got game reps.
But not as much as Jared Stidham.
AP, if they truly believe that he could compete with Jared Stidham, they would give him the same amount of opportunities.
But what do you have to lose at this point in the preseason?
What do you mean?
What do you have to lose?
You have to get you have to get Stidham going, because if something happens to Bo, he has to be the guy that you rely on. We're sitting here. I'm not sitting here saying that Jared Stidham is a great quarterback, but we sit here and we're so critical towards this man who sat there for 2 straight years without actually playing in a regular season game.
I'll tell you this, though, Phil. I'd rather have Zach Wilson as my backup quarterback right now over Ehlinger or
Is Zach Wilson on the roster right now?
New Orleans.
Okay, does he have an opportunity to be a backup?
Yes, he's going to back up Tyler Shuck.
Okay, so tell me this, why? Why would Wilson be better than Stidham?
I think he's got more upside.
He was here.
I think he's got more upside.
Obviously,
was here. They essentially had to pick between Stidham and Wilson is kind of how I'm interpreting the situation. I think they picked wrong. I just think, and Jake brought up this point to me as well. I believe Jared Stidham has started 4 games in his NFL career. You have any idea how many games Sam Ehlinger started?
I think that's the opposite. You said started 4?
4. Ehlinger, I believe, started 3.
3 or 4.
Point being is
I was with Ehlinger. He got to play in his first game. I was with him.
Right.
I was in the huddle as a young man, grown man now, was in the huddle calling the plays. He jumped over Nick Foles.
Yeah.
He jumped over Nick Foles to play in that game.
All right, we'll see what happens with the Broncos' backup quarterback situation. Should be interesting nonetheless tomorrow night at Empower Field. All right, when we come back, though, the Denver Nuggets leader, Christian Brown, had some thoughts about the state of the roster heading into next season. What did he say? We'll break that down next.
The Broncos close out the preseason against the Vikings. Then it gets real with Kansas City. Monday Night Football, September 14th. This is a team that was one game away from the Super Bowl last season, and the front office mostly ran it back. So the question is simple. What's the one thing this Broncos roster still needs to figure out before Week 1? Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, Denver's football headquarters.
Hey, it's that time of year to get your lawn prepared to make sure you have a great lawn next year, especially following a drought. I know of no two better products to do that than Rich Lawn Winterizer and Revive Ready Spray. Weeds flourish after a drought where your grass is thinned and weakened. Combat this by feeding your soil at the roots with Rich Lawn Winterizer, an organic-based fertilizer that can help naturally crowd out and prevent future weeds. Plus, Rich Lawn Winterizer helps your yard get greener next spring. Also overseed with Easy Green Grass Seed, which is a premium blend that is fast germinating and low maintenance. And don't forget to revitalize your lawn with Revive Ready Spray, the fast-acting organic-based lawn treatment for thicker, greener grass. With Revive Lawn products, get deeper watering, deeper roots, greener grass, and say goodbye to the backyard blues. With Rich Lawn and Revive products, you'll have the perfect fall lineup for your yard.
Hi, how can I help? Well, my husband and I feel like we've outgrown our current money manager. I see. Our lives have changed, and we need something more than just mutual funds to help us in retirement.
She's right.
I hear that often. At Fisher Investments, we'd start by getting to know you, your finances, family, health, lifestyle. We tailor a portfolio around your goals and needs.
Sounds good.
Can you help with estate planning? Yes. We have a team of specialists who can help you with estate planning, Social Security, investment income, and more. We'll get to know your whole financial picture and help keep you on the path to a comfortable retirement.
And your fees?
We have a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better. I feel better already. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Everyday expenses keep climbing, and high credit card interest isn't making life any easier. If you're a homeowner, your home equity is your best financial tool. American Financing can help you consolidate high-interest credit card debt so you have some breathing room. Timing matters now more than ever. With a strong chance of an interest rate hike this September, waiting could cost you thousands. And with rates in the fives, there's no better time to find out how much you could save. Ditch those 20% interest rates. By consolidating, you can slash your monthly obligations. In fact, American Financing borrowers save an average of $800 a month. Imagine what that kind of cash flow could do for your family. There are zero upfront fees, and you may even delay up to 2 mortgage payments. Lock in your lower rate before September. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
A small roof problem today can become a major expense tomorrow. Colorado hail, wind, and heavy snow can turn minor damage into costly repairs. Don't wait until it's too late. Trust Colorado's best roofing for honest inspections, dependable repairs, and reliable service. Schedule your free roof inspection today at roofingcolorado.com.
Colorado's turning 150 years old this month, but if your windows are failing, that could be costing you money on energy bills. Intense summer heat can cause failed seals, drafts, and condensation. Gravina's Window Center of Littleton can help. Gravina's Window Center of Littleton brings over 50 years of expertise. Save 25% on Infinity by Marvin Windows. Call Gravina's Window Center of Littleton today, or visit them at windowsforyourhome.com. That's windowsforyourhome.com.
It's summer sale time in Colorado. Hi, folks. Dan Cicchini, done right kitchens, baths, counters, floors, finished basements, windows, and doors since 1985. Book now for select install dates this fall and save 14% on your done right remodel up to $3,000. DRHI.com.
Dan Jacobs with Jacobs Law on 303 Law 4040. Here's a story my lovely wife Kimberly was particularly proud of. Jeffrey, a listener just like you, called 303 Law 4040 and said he was T-boned by a driver running a red light and rammed his car right into a tree. When the cops came, the other driver lied and the police believed him. They said Jeffrey was at fault. Now, with the big made-for-TV lawyers, that's where the case would normally end. Many of them won't even touch a case if they actually have to work to prove it. But Jeffrey insisted he was innocent. He worked with us together on our team to find the witnesses and the evidence to get the ticket overturned and the insurance company's denial reversed. At 303 Law 4040, we aren't a big settlement mill like the made-for-TV lawyers. Each client meets with me and my lovely wife Kimberly in person, and you get our cell phone numbers. If you've been injured in an accident, you know the number, 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Brenda Stokely from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
My book club president says reading is, quote, not a competition. Well, I finished the book in one night anyway, so I win, Patty. I also got $365 in bonus bets just for betting $10 when I signed up for Bet365. No cliffhangers here, Patty. Just a happy ending. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Colorado. Claim an app. T&Cs apply.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Sunday on the Fan. Baseball action continues as Cincinnati faces Chicago with first pitch at 5.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership since 1975.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
They ain't loyal. They ain't loyal. AP.
No one's loyal these days.
Oh,
especially in college sports. Oh, there ain't no loyalty in college sports. Oh, man. All right. Great. Good conversation about the Denver Broncos. Good conversation. We've touched all the sports today. We've touched Rockies, Nuggets, Broncos, Buffs, Avs. If you missed that update,
We'll talk about it with what we learned in Denver sports, but do not hold your breath for a Cale Makar announcement. I do want to circle back to something that involves the Denver Nuggets because it's just – actually, let me do this because I listened to you last night. Did you have any – what's kind of your quick thought on the Payton Watson stuff? Because I know I've shared my stuff on here, but I just – so I can frame this conversation a little bit.
In what way? Like him leaving?
Yeah, just like your initial reaction that you had – or not even your initial, but you've had time to process
Of course I'm upset.
It.
Like I'm upset that the Nuggets – they didn't get something done with him. Well, they did, and they signed it with a sign and trade. Like, he's getting paid what a lot of people wanted him to get paid. Right? He's not overpaid at 4 years, $88 million. So why not keep him? Why not try to keep him? I know the luxury tax and the apron, and there's going to be a way that they may be able to get around that, and they're going to be able to dump some salary. But you, Denver Nuggets, the organization, you guys drafted him 30th. You guys developed him. He got better every single year. We're in the new NBA where you're looking for a 6'8", two-way player that is long, athletic. That's who P-Watt is. And you let him go out the door for $88 million, not even $130 million.
Right.
$88 million. That's 22, was that about 22 and a half?
22.
$22 million a year. I'm a little upset because of that. Because I want the Nuggets to be good this year. Because I want the Nuggets to have the depth and guys that can score and help Jokic out. And they looked very old, AP, in that game against the Wolves where they got beat by boobies, backups.
Yeah, they did.
So, like, that's my take on it. I'm a little angry and upset that the Nuggets decided to let P-Watt walk.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I don't have much more to add, but the reason I asked that is Christian Brown, the leader of the Denver Nuggets, and probably the most disappointing player from last year, right? I think Cam Johnson kind of redeemed himself a little bit there towards the end. Aaron Gordon really didn't have enough time to do much, but I think Christian Brown, like I said, was the most disappointing player. Well, my good buddy Sean Keeler had the opportunity to catch up with CB, and, you know, a couple of different questions, but there's a quote that stands out in the story here. Make sure to check it out over at the Denver Post. That makes me kind of ponder a little bit. Here's what CB had to say, quote, I mean, we're going to add enough pieces, obviously. As long as we have Jokic, as long as we have Jamal Murray and AG and that staff, we're in a really good spot. I'm very confident in us every single year, no matter who we put on the court. With those guys, here we go, we've got a chance to win a championship. And that's what we're here for, to win championships. So we're excited. And the kicker quote, we've got everything we need. As long as we have those guys, end quote. Do the Nuggets have everything they need to win a championship as currently constructed?
No, they don't. They don't have the depth. They don't have the youth. They don't have the defensive players coming off the bench or even in the starting five. Somebody might say, well, CB, well, he didn't do it last year, even when he was healthy. They don't have guys that can create their own shot. The two-man game with Jokic and Jamal is stale. And it actually looked better at times when it was P-Watt and Jokic, just because it was fresh. He was young, athletic. Like, no. Now, of course, if they're healthy, they'll be in the running. They'll win a bunch of games. You got Jokic. You got Jamal. You got AG. Yes, of course. But we're talking about winning 16 games in the postseason. We're talking about beating the Thunder, beating the Spurs. They don't have enough. DeMar DeRozan doesn't move that needle. And we don't even know what he's going to look like coming off the bench because he's never came off the bench. He's always been a starter. So, like, that to me, it's like, no, you don't have enough. I don't know how you think or what you're thinking, AP. So I'm going to stand down and let you talk.
No, I'm with you. I mean, if everything goes absolutely perfect and everyone's healthy and everyone who was down last year bounces back and De'Ron Holmes and Trevor Brazil turn into, you know, valuable role players and Tyus Jones is better than we think and DeMar DeRozan turns back the clock, sure they have a chance, right? But that's living on the prayer. And that's what I've continued to say and how I've continued to describe this offseason and this current iteration of the Denver Nuggets is living on a prayer, right? Like you need your prayers to be answered. You need to hit every single green light throughout the course of a season if you want to have any chance to compete in the NBA's Western Conference and compete for a championship. You know what's interesting, though, about the Nuggets is I still think they're going to be a pretty good team.
Of course they are.
Like, I think they're going to win 45-plus games, probably closer to 50 games, and they're going to be, 3-4 seed somewhere around there is what I truly believe. But it's hard not to look at the state of this roster. And look, I think Christian Brown's saying the right things, obviously. But it's a team that has taken a step in the wrong direction year after year after year.
They regressed every single year.
That's the problem, Phil.
No, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on it, and I'm frustrated. I am.
How could you not be?
Because you have
Jokic's prime.
Jokic has not signed that contract, and although it seems like everybody just thinks he is going to sign that contract, including AP over here, you just don't know, and you don't want to really mess with that.
Chime in here, Dante. Sorry, Dante's in my ear like it's closer to the 6th seed than the 3 or the 4.
No, well, he said they're going to win anywhere from 45 to 50 games. That puts you in 7-6 seed area, not 3-4 seed.
Like this could be a play-in team.
I don't think so.
Come on,
the play-in team last year won 45 games.
I think they're winning more than 45.
You just said 45 wins.
I think 45 plus. 45 plus. I think they're closer to 50. I think they're right around 50.
48 games would have got you in the 7 seed as well.
What would 51 get you, or 50 flat?
51 gets you the 6 seed.
Yeah.
Like it's not like, think about it. Like, a lot of their bench players are guys that are not used to being in the NBA. So you're counting on them to help out and to give Jokic, AG, who AG hasn't been able to stay healthy for 2 years. You're banking on guys like that to give them a breather. Like, they don't have the scoring ability. You don't have the defense that you need. DeMar DeRozan is 37 years old.
You've got David Alleman as your head coach, right? I mean, and you know what's interesting, too, is, like, why is there an acceptance from the ownership to not push their chips all the way in when it comes to the Denver Nuggets? Like, would they ever do this with the Rams? Like, they doubled down with the Rams this year by trading for Myles Garrett.
Yeah, but,
right?
but
like,
look at Arsenal. Who's running that team over there with the Rams? It's not Josh.
But it's the same. Exactly.
It's not Josh.
Exactly.
It's his father. His pops.
part of the reason I think Josh obviously fancies himself as a high-level basketball executive, and I think it's a direct correlation as to why you maybe find the Nuggets because Josh is not nearly involved with the other teams as he is with the Nuggets.
Of course, look at
his
Avs.
hand is heaviest with the Nuggets.
Oh, definitely. Look at the Avs.
Yeah.
Josh stays away from the Avs, and the Avs are successful every single year. Like the Avs are going to have a great chance this year to win a cup.
Yeah.
I can't say that with the Nuggets.
No.
Josh needs to step back and let somebody else do the job.
This is the first time since they won a championship that I'm like, you know what? I really don't think they have that good of a chance. Every year, even last year, I felt really good about their chances. I said, you know what? If this goes right, and Jokic and boom, boom, boom.
Of course.
I felt good about their chances. This is the first time in about 4 seasons where I'm like, yeah, they're going to be a pretty good team, right? They're going to make the playoffs, but I'm not really expecting them to amount to anything.
And hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully you're wrong.
And that's not okay with Jokic in his prime. It's simply not. I mean, like, let's just go band for band, bar for bar here. We're talking all-time Denver sports players in their prime. Jokic is... You put him up there with Elway, obviously. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like how many players in their prime have been better at their respective sport in Denver sports history than Nikola Jokic?
Not a lot.
I mean, we're talking Elway, we're talking Sakic, we're talking Helton and Walker, right? Like, he is in that Mount Rushmore of all-time Denver sports players, and he might be G-Dub.
And we lucked into him. Second round.
You know, and like that's just what's so frustrating. And so when I see Christian Brown saying all this kind of stuff, like he's saying the right things. I think Christian Brown is bouncing back. But again, like this is a team that just doesn't seem to be built for the type of success we should come to expect. Yes, if Gordon's healthy and Jamal plays like he did in the regular season in the playoffs consistently, and Jokic is in MVP form, and CB bounces back, and DeMar's great, sure, there's a chance they can be contenders.
And David Adelman is the best version of himself.
Right.
Whatever that is.
But does anyone actually believe that's going to happen? No, and that's the problem. That's the problem.
You looked a little stressed right there, man.
I'm not stressed. It's just depressing. Like, frankly, it's
It is.
just depressing, right? Because like with the
Makes you mad.
Broncos, like, okay, they got a chance, right? Bo Nix, like, there's not a single player, maybe PS2, right? That's like that level of star players, Nikola Jokic with the Nuggets, or that level of star players, McKinnon and McCarr with the Avalanche. But look at the duality even between those two teams, right? Like, I feel really confident once again about the Avalanche's chances to go out there and win a Stanley Cup. Like, the Avalanche have stayed the same for me as they did, at the end of last year, the start of last season. The Nuggets are going in the wrong direction. That's the problem. That's the problem. All right. Let us know your thoughts on Christian Brown's comments, 303-713-1043, the RamosLaw.com text line. When we come back, what did we learn in Denver sports? An update on Cale Makar's contract? Whatever else is on our mind. That's next.
Think you know the NFL better than everyone else? Prove it. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's NFL Survivor Challenge is here for the 2026 season. Each week, pick one NFL team you think will win their game. If your team wins, you survive to the next round. If they lose, you're out. The catch? You can only use each team once all season long, so choose wisely. It's free to enter, and the last man standing will win $2,500. Head to denversports.com/survivor to join today. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 25% upfront bonus? And are they promising you up to 9% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait, only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They aren't. That's up to $25,000 upfront or up to $9,000 per year on $100,000, guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Unlock your Trajan family office at TrajanWealth.com or call 1-855-TRAJAN-1. That's 1-855-TRAJAN-1.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. DBA in most states has Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Hi, I'm Donnie, owner of Fitness Gallery, where we believe there's nothing more important than your health. We've just celebrated our 27th year in business. Thank you for your continued support.
Hey, Broncos country, I'm Terrell Davis. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. Work out on your schedule from the privacy of your own home.
At Fitness Gallery, we have the nation's lowest prices on the highest quality products that stand the test of time.
Imagine this, no more wasting time in traffic, no more crowded gyms.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here, and when I want a meal that's a cut above, I head to Jack's, locally owned with locations on Pearl Street in Denver and the new flagship at Park Meadows Drive in Lone Tree. Jack's serves premium Australian Wagyu, incredible seafood, and chef-driven dry-aged specialties. Stop in for lunch, enjoy social hour from 3 to 5, or make it a memorable date night. And for something extra special, discover the Blind Tiger Speakeasy. Jack's, upscale flavor, comfortable atmosphere.
Robbie Dino here at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled over 7,000 cases, 300 trials. Let's face it, divorce is really impactful. You may have a controlling spouse. You may have a violent spouse. You may have been a victim of a domestic violence. You may be wrongfully accused of domestic violence. This all affects parenting rights. And let's face it, the kids are the most important. These are the things that need to be handled. They need to be handled appropriately by someone that's going to protect your kids and protect your rights. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com, 720-706-5151.
Denver's going places. Groove Toyota, the oldest family-owned Toyota dealership in the Denver metro, keeps you moving. Choose from over 200 pre-owned vehicles, 40 priced under 15 grand, 15 priced under 10 grand. GrooveToyota.com. Plus, Groove Toyota has more than 100 used Toyotas, including Toyota certifieds with full warranties available. Move it or lose it before the best are gone. Pre-owned vehicles under 10 grand won't last. GrooveToyota.com. Start here, go anywhere. Call 720-961-4465 for complete details.
As Coloradans, we know how important it is to protect our homes. And unfortunately, wildfires are a reality here. It's Zach, and that's why I trust 5280 Exteriors, a 2-time President's Club winner offering Class A fire-rated products designed to help protect your home. Thinking about upgrading your outdoor living space? Now's the time. Purchase a new deck during the month of August and get free solar railing lights. No payments and no interest until 2027 for qualified buyers. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Hey, it's Phillip Lindsay here. Do you need a new roof, gutters, or exterior needs? Monarch is your one-stop shop, backed by 16 years of experience and over 10,000 satisfied customers. Their in-house insurance team fights for you, and their white glove service means every detail is handled with care. Competitive pricing, award-winning craftsmanship, and the only roofer the Denver Broncos chose to endorse. A proud member of Team Dave Logan, make the call to your home team, Monarch Construction and Roofing, the official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue today. The most passionate, intelligent, and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 1043 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 1043 and never miss another take. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Oh, it's been fun. It's been real fun. I cannot believe we're into our final segment here on a Thursday edition of The Drive. I'm Anilo Piro. in for Zach Bye. He'll be back tomorrow alongside my running mate, Phillip Lindsay. Got Drew and Dante behind the glass as well. Guys, real quick, think you know the NFL better than anyone? Well, now's your chance to prove it. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fans NFL Survivor Challenge is here for the 2026 season.
Each week, pick one NFL team you think will win their game. If your team wins, you survive to the next round. If they lose, you're out. The catch, you can only use each team once all season long, so choose wisely. It's free to enter, and the last fan standing will win. Get this, $2,500. Just head to denversports.com/survivor to join today. So what do you think, Phil? You think you got the best of me today, or what's up with that? I think we are actually in agreement on a lot of things today. I don't think we really beefed on anything.
No, I think we can all.
We disagree on the Jokic stuff still. I think we will till the end of time.
Yeah, and maybe, hopefully you are right. Hopefully he signs back.
I am.
We'll see. I mean, the Nuggets are trying their hardest to run him off.
Yeah, no, they are. That they are. They're making it easy for Nikola Jokic to dip out.
Can we agree with that?
Yeah, no, we can agree with that. No, but I mean, it's going to be interesting with CU. Like, what have we learned today in Denver sports? Obviously, it's going to be fascinating to see what CU does a week from today. I know you and Zach will be all over it.
Georgia Tech, how you feeling? 7 days away, 8 days away?
7 days away.
Okay.
I think what time does that game kick? Probably right around
Thursday night.
Well, no, yeah. Let's see. CU Buffs schedule.
5?
Yeah, I mean, here
6?
we go. We'd be a week. A week from today, we'll be about 10 minutes away from kickoff of the Colorado Buffaloes' first game. I'm feeling good. I think they could win. I'm not going to go crazy and say, Buffs, upset victory, anything like that. Honestly, call me a coward or whatever you want to call me. I almost think a competitive loss is not a bad thing. I just need to see competency from this Buffs team because we saw so much incompetency from them last season, right? That's what I'm most curious about is how does the go-go offense look? How does the defense look with their new linebackers and just the overhaul? I'm fascinated for this matchup.
Yeah, I'm with you on this. Other than, I believe they can win. Of course, they need to keep it close if they do lose like they did last time.
Right.
Haynes King ends up taking it for, 40-yard touchdown. Defense gets wore out. That can't be the case. I think that you're going to get a better
3
team.
turnovers to start that game as well. Remember that last year?
It was
gosh.
rainy.
And they lost the game. I mean, it's what are we doing?
Yeah, it's rainy, and the Bucks were able to get those turnovers. I think it's going to be a different one with Brendan Marion. It's going to be a different situation with the go-go offense and just running the ball a little bit more. The question is going to be, how is Julian Lewis? How is Juju Lewis? What does he look like in his first game? We know that, we come back and forth. Z and I went back and forth on, hey, why hasn't Coach Prime said that Juju is definitely going to be the quarterback, right? And Brendan Marion kind of went out.
Yes, that's important. We should have brought that up earlier when we were talking Buffs. Brendan Marion did confirm that Julian Lewis is the starting quarterback of the Colorado Buffaloes, which is not surprising here. And they're going to try to tailor make the go-go offense to his strengths, right? Because it's maybe not a perfect fit, but we'll see how they can try to marry the two. So, yeah, excited for that game a week from today. Football officially back. CSU starting up here soon, too. It's going to be awesome. But I think the big story of the day is involving Cale Makar.
All hail Cale.
And we woke up this morning to a tweet from Elliot Friedman saying that a deal between Cale Makar and the Avalanche is approaching and is close. And then we got some confirmation, or rather an update later in the day, that sounds like this announcement might come tomorrow. So we'll see. I think a lot of, again, the fact that Cale Makar is re-signing with the Colorado Avalanche is not a surprise at all to me. That is a mere formality, and it's always been in my mind a matter of when, not if. The question, though, is how long is this contract and how much is the AAV? Is it 4 years? Is it 8 years? Is it somewhere in between?
Let's go 4 years. That seems to be the trend right now.
That's the one thing we disagree on today. I think he'll sign a longer-term deal. You think it'll be a shorter-term deal.
I'm hoping for a longer-term deal. Don't we all? 8 years here as a Colorado Avalanche. But kind of how the cap continues to rise, the new players, they want their money and they want more of it. I can see Cale saying, let me go ahead and sign for 4 years, and then we can come back to the table after 4 years, and I'll get a little bit more money because of the cap going up. On top of that, if Cale decides to sign for 4 years, that's going to align with Nathan McKinnon and his contract running out. So you may have Cale and Nate Dogg both with new contracts or wanting new contracts at the same time. So that's going to be a little bit more drama if that does happen. I got 4 years for Cale. 19.5 million, 4 years.
I'm not sure if it'll be 8, but I think it'll be over 4. I could see it being 6, somewhere in that range. And you said 19 million? Like you
19,
think that's the
19 and a
number?
half.
So you don't think he eclipses 20?
Nah, he's not going to take the 20.
I think it's 20 on the dot. I could see it being a little bit low. I don't know. It's going to be fascinating. It really is. I'm curious as to where, and it's going to tell us a lot, right? I think he'll sign a deal similar to that of Nathan McKinnon. McKinnon obviously signed the super long-term deal, but that was obviously a few years ago. And away we go. So we'll see what happens with Cale Makar. Don't hold your breath, Avs fans. We should get that news tomorrow. That is the expectation. But Cale Makar will be staying put, and we'll see what happens for the Avalanche. I mean, think about it this way, Phil. We're about a month away from their season starting.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
That's
to me.
crazy.
I mean, the Broncos will barely be getting going, which is weird to think about, and the Avalanche are about to start up.
So you got the Buffs, the Avs, the Broncos.
Nuggets not far behind.
Nuggets not far behind.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right, good stuff today, Phil. Always a pleasure working with you. ZB back tomorrow. Dante, Drew, great job as well. That's going to do it for us on The Drive. Coming up next, it's Denver Sports tonight on The Fan. Talk to you.
Broncos, Vikings, Friday night preseason finale.
This is our time!
Bo Nix got some limited reps last week against the Packers, and now all eyes shift to September 14th and Monday Night Football in Kansas City. So we want to know, is this Broncos offense ready for the Chiefs, or is there still something you need to see? Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, Denver's football headquarters.
Hey, what's up, guys?